but this is foolish and embarrassing for Kansas State. You want to fire the guy for underachieving on the floor? Fine. Pay the man. That's why contracts exist, to try to wiggle out of a payment because he said something that crossed the line is an absolute joke. But welcome to college sports in 2026. I'll leave you with this thought. Sacramento State is joining the Mid-America Conference with Northern Illinois joining the Mountain West. Make it make sense. Always an honor to be in this chair for Rich. Want to thank our guest, Eric Edholm of NFL Media, Kurt Heelan, NBCSports.com. Thanks to Rich, Jerry Silbowitz, and his team. Thanks to our great production crew, led by our producer, James Steele, Nick Hardy, and the rest of the gang in Bristol, Connecticut. My name is Brian Weber. Rich is back tomorrow, so keep it where it is on The Rich Eisen Show.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes. Major League pitchers and catchers have reported for spring training, and there are a ton of former Pirates getting ready for their respective ball clubs. San Francisco pitcher Carson Whisenhunt discusses his expectations heading into the season.
It's more just having fun this year, not trying to overthink it or overdo anything. Working on, obviously, the fastball and the changeup, trying to keep them the same, and then get the cutter and the slider kind of both new to me. So trying to throw them against hitters a little bit more, get them more of a feel for it.
And Trey Savage is coming off a phenomenal year with the Toronto Blue Jays, and former Blue Jays pitcher Jay Jackson says Trey has no ceiling when it comes to his success.
I mean, it's through the roof, right? You know, you see it's his first year, comes up and he does exactly what he probably himself envisioned doing, but even more than he thought his wildest dreams would come true, is pitching in the World Series as well as he did. He sees that he can dominate and completely, be a Cy Young, be a World Series champion at this point, and the sky's the limit for him.
This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
Ready to take the road less traveled? This February, get behind the wheel of a new 2026 Subaru Outback Premium at Capital Subaru of Greenville. Lease it now for $365 a month for 36 months. And don't forget about the Subaru A Lot to Love event. It's all happening right now at Capital Subaru of Greenville, off Memorial Drive, or online at capitalofgreenville.com. Proud official partner of the ECU Pirates. Price does not include licensing costs or registration fees. See dealer for details. Offer expires March 2nd, 2026.
Looking for friendly service and hometown convenience? Make it Country Mart in Pitt County. With 2 great locations already serving our community, Country Mart is your one-stop shop for fresh hot food, cold drinks, snacks, fuel, and everyday essentials, all with the fast, friendly service you can count on. And we're growing. A brand new location is coming soon on Highway 11 right across from Aiken-Crifton High School. From breakfast biscuits to afternoon pick-me-ups and the best fuel prices in town, Country Mart keeps Pitt County moving. Country Mart, local, convenient, and always friendly.
Beauty Bar MediSpa specializes in non-surgical aesthetics. Our expert team of licensed professionals are dedicated to offering personalized solutions. Allow us to introduce you to the Toro, an inclusive skin revitalizing laser treating hyperpigmentation as well as tattoo removal, and the detoxifying carbon laser facial, perfect for acne-prone skin, with 10% off our hydrofacial services. Not sure where to start? We offer free consultations giving you the opportunity to ask questions and create a personalized plan just for you. Call Beauty Bar MediSpa today or book online at beautybarmedispa.com. 1021 Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in ENC. Open at noon 7 days a week with live music. Come enjoy sports trivia with me, Clip Brock, every Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's live local acoustic night, along with line dancing from 7 to 9 on Wednesday. Thursday, there's a brand new lineup with Singo starting at 8, followed by karaoke with DJ Dog. Ladies and free both Friday and Saturday nights with the best local bands in the area. Finish the weekend with free games and DJ Kids Scene.
Y'all come get bugged up.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
The Parker Bird Show.
So, obviously, this is my last year of baseball.
Yeah.
Which is very bittersweet.
Have you talked about that much?
Not really, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I have to, with people in my circle, but with God just, leading my life now, I feel like he's calling me to go to San Diego State University, and there's an adaptive track and field team there.
The Parker Bird Show, exclusively on Pirate Radio, Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, and on the Pirate Radio app. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 at 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
We got Jarrett here. Hey, Jarrett. Hey, and we got left side. Strong side.
Y'all are intimidating guys. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are famous. Y'all are celebrity type guys, and that's intimidating.
Gun. First down, ECU. Spinning free. Still on his feet. Marlon Gunn Jr. He's gone.
How about them Pirates, baby?
You already know, my guy.
Pirate pride, baby. Pirate pride.
From the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Oh, welcome into a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We're live. Pirate Radio Live. Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, 930, 1250 AM, 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington, PR927FM.com, and on the Pirate Radio app, powered by Carolina Caliber. It's a beautiful Monday, a little windy, a little cold, but man, we're all alive. It's a beautiful day. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, man, we got a lot to talk about. ECU baseball underway 1 and 2 this weekend against Xavier. ECU basketball picking up a win. Daytona 500 NBA All-Star Weekend. Plenty of stuff to talk about with our guests. Brian Bailey is going to join us at the open of the show in about 10 minutes. We'll talk to him, his interview with Cliff Godwin tomorrow on the Brian Bailey Show at noon right here on Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and 92.7. And any way you can listen to Pirate Radio. We also got Coach Mack joining us. We'll recap ECU and Rice, the victory on Saturday. Men's basketball, Road Warriors doing a lot better on the road than at home. We'll also talk to Brandon Golden Show, Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, with Brandon McDaniel. Dropped last Monday. You can check that out right now. We'll talk to him about the Pirates' preparation through this week. They got 5 games. He used to work with ECU baseball on the strength and conditioning side of things. We'll see what the Pirates are doing preparation-wise heading into a very strenuous week. We'll also talk to Chris Hemeyer, works for Campbell. We'll preview tomorrow's matchup with the Fighting Camels. East Carolina has not beaten Campbell since 2022, so looking to get over that hump, no pun intended. Tomorrow night in Bowie's Creek, myself and intern Zach will be there. Shirley Rhodes is here. Kayla's here. Nick is here. And like I said, intern Zach is here. We're happy to have everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening any way you can. I know you got a lot of great things going on today. We appreciate you making us a part of it. Big weekend this past weekend at Clark LeClaire. You can stop filming, by the way. That was a very long open video. Very big weekend at Clark LeClaire. Myself, intern Zach, we were there. Very cold, Zach, I would say. Baseball's fun. That's what makes East Carolina University special, is baseball. But, man, you're thrown right into the fire of, like, why it kind of sucks as well. Because it starts in mid-February, and it's very cold still.
So cold. Not fun.
Not fun at all. Eric Backage, the Clemson baseball coach, was on the Brian Bailey Show a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how the season should be pushed back. And I didn't really pay much mind to it. It was like, all right, yeah, that's a fun thought. Like, that's an interesting thought to have. After Friday night, I was fully on board, 100% back that thought of push it back to the beginning of March. Not that it still wouldn't be a little chilly, but Friday night was pure torture.
Friday night was very cold. The only time it felt good was Saturday first game.
When you were
in the sun only.
First a couple of innings, the sun was out Friday. It felt fine, but yeah, Saturday that first game was exactly what you want. But then, it just gets cold throughout the day. Yeah. I almost said when the sun goes down, it gets cold. I had about 20 people tell me that, and by the fifth time I heard it, I wanted to punch him straight in the face. But obviously, it doesn't go the Pirates' way. They win 1 of 3. Ethan Norby didn't have his best stuff. Ryan Towers looked good for an inning. And, he hasn't played baseball in a really long time. Sean Jenkins was impressive. Gavin Van Kempen was impressive. Colby Weber, who we'll hear from on our New Blue Pirate Report, was impressive. Gavin Marley was the freshmen are what really stood out to me, Zach.
Absolutely. Gavin Marley was my most surprising player of the weekend.
Yeah, I hadn't heard his name.
I had seen him on the roster. I was like, it's just a random guy we brought in to fill in spots. He's going to be okay. He'll play every now and then. No, he shut down when he came in.
Yeah.
Sean Jenkins put in a great 4 innings almost. Weber, amazing. And then the freshmen, Linehan, Bachman, both played really well.
Yeah. Luke Payne was good for a couple of innings, and then, it wasn't good for a little bit there. It's just the first weekend, though. Like, that's my thing. You got people already going on social media complaining, harping on the problems. Be patient. It's 3 games. 3 games.
Yeah.
It's not like this is basketball where you win against Elizabeth City State by 1, and then like in the 3rd game, that's when you hit the panic button. You lose to 1-win UNC Greensboro, hit the panic button. Xavier is very good in the Big East Conference, and like I said, I mean it's middle of February.
Yeah, they finished 20 spots higher than us in RPI last year. Man. It's not a bad loss by any means.
No,
it's one you want for the postseason, but it's not hurting us in the slightest.
Yeah, and I mentioned basketball there. Big win on Saturday on the road against Rice. Let's check the standings. It seemed like...
Have we jumped yet?
I don't know if we've jumped,
but
we're
tied.
We're getting there, man. I said it after that UTSA win. It's an easy win. Bad team. Let's roll that over into Saturday against another pretty bad team. Not saying that we're great by any stretch of the matter, but now we got a big test on Wednesday at home against Wichita State.
They just beat Tulsa in their own gym, but Tulsa has been a good team. Is starting to fall apart now, but Wichita is proving to be a top front runner in the conference this year.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of help for Jordan Riley in these last 2 games. Dimitri Gardner is lights out. The guys
double doubles as well.
Yeah, and I will give credit where credit's due. Corey Cocker with the great game. Dagger there at the end. East Carolina now half a game back from Rice. East Carolina 4-8 in American play. Rice 5-8. We are 1.5 games back from North Texas and Florida Atlantic. 2 full games back from Tulane. This conference is wide open. Memphis stinks. Who did they lose to the other day?
Memphis lost to Utah State by 24, and Penny Hardaway tried to fight the coach.
Yeah, I like Penny as a player.
Player only.
I feel like I was the only one during my days of being a student, being a fan of the East Carolina basketball team, where I'm like, man, Penny's good. Penny's a good guy. I respect Penny Hardaway. No longer. I no longer hold that sentiment. I don't. A lot of the respect has gone out the window, especially in such a wide open conference. This conference is trash, and Penny Hardaway can't get it done.
Yeah, he's supposed to be this legendary coach, bringing great players to a legendary basketball school, and he can't win 10 games in conference. Talking about our wins as well, the biggest thing about these past 2 wins is we have a point guard doing something.
Yeah.
And we win games.
Yeah, Isaiah Mbang with a career high in points and rebounds against UTSA. Corey Cocker nailing 3 threes for the Pirates on Saturday. And I'm going to give this guy credit until the cows come home. Dimitri Gardner has been here since December 27th. He had not played basketball all season, and he immediately rose through the ranks of this team to become the second best player offensively, at least. It's just nice to see other guys doing something. Jordan Riley had 22 points, I believe. Dimitri Gardner, 21. Good outing for the basketball team in Houston.
Every time we have a player outside of Jordan and Gio do well, and Dimitri as well, but if we have one of those fourth or fifth guys, specifically our point guards, play well, it's almost guaranteed success for the team.
Yeah, let's see. We have a poll in the chat. Are you going to the sold-out game on Friday against North Carolina? They will be facing East Carolina. ECU Baseball posted that right before we went live. Friday's game against UNC is sold out. So there will be a limited number of student tickets handed out, I believe.
Yeah, I don't even know what the number is, but 2.5 hours before first pitch.
Yeah, so that poll is in the chat gang. Let's check in with the chat gang before we get on the phone with Brian Bailey. Jamie says, hey now.
Hey now.
Jerry says, hello.
Hello.
We are the chat gang, Jerry says. Rough weekend for the Pirates. Hope they get it together this week, says Lane. 5 games, going to be a tough stretch. They're going to Bowie's Creek tomorrow, NIU at home on Wednesday, and then the home neutral away series against Carolina. Jamie says all these teams from up north come down here to start the season, have an advantage playing in colder weather. Did not think about that. I did see your comment on one of the post-game interviews, Jamie, about just wait till it gets 70 degrees. These Pirates going to wake up. I think this week is a good test to see what we really got. Campbell has our number. Like I said earlier, haven't beaten Campbell since 2022. I'm not too sure how NIU is in baseball. Not really sure how they are in any sport. Haven't checked out NIU at all lately. And then Carolina, number 11 in the country, I believe. 2-1 against Indiana this weekend, and we'll head out to the Turner Home Team live line. Talk to Brian Bailey. Brian Bailey show tomorrow noon right here on Pirate Radio with Cliff Godwin. Bailey, how you doing?
Not too bad. How's it going?
It's going good. A little cold, but we're getting through it. Not as cold as it was Friday night.
Man, Friday was cold. That's for sure. I'm telling you what, that was a different kind of cold at the ballpark, wasn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't feel anything. Nose, hands, feet, knees, nothing.
Yeah, it was. And Carolina is actually 3-0.
3-0.
They should have lost. They should have lost that last game to Indiana. That was the one where the second baseman had the yips and threw it away, and 2 runs scored to tie it 3-3, and then Carolina won it in extra innings. So the Heels, they moved up to number 10 in the D1 poll. So they'll be a top 10 team when the Pirates face them this weekend.
Gotcha. I saw it was in extras. I thought they lost that game. From what you said, maybe they should have.
They should have lost. If you haven't seen the video, you got to go back and check it out. And if you're listening, you got to check it out. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Carolina's down 2 runs, 3-1. Ball's hitting the second baseman for Indiana, and I've never seen a worse throw. And they just said he's got the yips, that he's got an issue, right? But if he had that kind of issue, I'd have had him on the bench. But he threw the worst throw that you can throw, and Carolina scored 2. And then they picked up a run in extra innings and won the thing. So they're undefeated still.
Yeah, Carolina undefeated, number 10 in the country, says Brian Bailey. We'll play them this weekend at home in Durham and in Chapel Hill. But before that, we got to go up to Bowie's Creek. Bailey, what are you feeling about tomorrow night's game?
You know, and I talked to Cliff Godwin today for my radio show tomorrow that we're going to air, because obviously he can't do a radio show on the same day of a game like that. So we've got him on tape for tomorrow. But, it's always a tough, visit down there. Every year that I can remember, when the Pirates go down to play Campbell in that 3rd or that 4th game of the season, after the season opening series, it's always a tough battle. And Campbell's, had their way with the Pirates of late. So I think it's going to be another difficult assignment. I think Pirates are going to go with more of a bullpen look on the mound. So we'll have to see how some of those, guys out of the bullpen and maybe haven't pitched yet, how they do. And it should be an interesting night at the park.
Did Cliff Godwin tell you who will be starting tomorrow night?
He did, and I can't remember what he said. I didn't write it down when he said it. It's in the interview, and I meant to go back and listen to it to report on it. But he did name a starter, and he did say he was going to pitch the first, and then they would come with a bullpen night after that.
Is it Brett Antolik? Because we didn't see him this weekend, and that's I feel like the big name left in the bullpen.
Right. Yeah, that sounds right. Don't quote me. I think that's what he said. Yes.
Okay. What did you think of the pitching this weekend? Ethan Norby didn't really seem like himself. Sean Jenkins come in, gave him some good innings. Colby Weber was very impressive, the freshman pitcher. What were your overall thoughts on the pitching against Xavier?
Yeah, I think pretty much what you just said. I mean, I know that Norbs will be much better down the line. He just didn't look comfortable. The 2-run homer, I think, was a slap in the face to East Carolina, that they didn't play their type of baseball after. I think they got hit in the gut, and they really didn't recover after that, even though they had a couple of chances in that game. But you got to think Ethan Norman's going to be much, much better than that down the line. He'll have to be for East Carolina to have the season that they hope they're going to have. I think Sean Jenkins, the way he looked coming out of the bullpen, was really good. I think Joe Webb, they all raved about him in the preseason, and he didn't have the command that I think that they expect him to have, and I think that he will have better command down the road. But, overall, I don't think the pitching was the issue. I think when you go 1 for 16 with runners in scoring position in the first game, that'll jolt you a little bit, and the Pirates really didn't answer the bell until Game 3.
Yeah, really, one home run. Nothing really exciting when it came to the batting for East Carolina.
Yeah, and I kind of mentioned this to Cliff that it was almost as if the Xavier kids had the Pirate uniforms on, and the Pirates were what we thought Xavier would be like, because the Xavier kids came to town and they were jumping up and down. They were excited. They were thrilled to be there. We had their coach on last week on the radio, and he said they were looking forward to the trip. They'd heard so much about it, and they've got a gauntlet for a schedule coming up. And he said our goal is to take 2 out of 3. That would be just wonderful, icing on the cake. We hope to win 1. And you go out, you go after every game trying to win that particular game. But he had his sights set on a series win, and they got it. It's not the end of the world. Like I told Cliff today, I said, it's funny. You can have a bad series in the middle of the season, and nobody really thinks much about it because baseball is baseball. But when you have it that first series, everybody starts panicking. And I think that I don't think the Pirates are panicking, but I think, some fans are acting like, hey, they can't do this, they can't do that. But you can't judge it on one series.
Yeah, and another thing from this weekend that was very impressive were the freshmen, Grady Linehan, Braden Bachman, and I mentioned Colby Weber. What did you think of the freshman overall performance?
The same thing, and Cliff really emphasized that. Those are kids that in their first year that he's expecting a lot of, and he got a lot from those guys. I think it was some of his veterans that he was a little concerned about. Plus, when you're playing people out of position, sometimes that just throws the whole thing out of whack. And I think that, defensively, they just weren't very good. And then they made some adjustments, and they got a lot better when they made the change at shortstop and put Nick Parham in there. And he was very solid. So I think that was part of the issue, that they really weren't themselves. And they weren't most of the weekend until Game 3.
Brian Bailey joining us on the Turner Home Team Live Line. Bailey, you got 5 games this week. What are you expecting to see from the Pirates?
Well, I think that you're going to see a team that has a chip on the shoulder for the first 2 games. I think that's evident. I think they'll come out and play really good baseball the next 2 games, and I think you'll continue to see them improve. Now, with 10th-ranked North Carolina, I think those are going to be battles like they always are. And I think you go into a series like that hoping to get the series win, but that's just going to be very difficult because Carolina – has an outstanding team, although they should be 2. When you said 2-1, I thought, man, I must have missed that. I swear I thought they must have Game 2 must have gone the other way, but they should be 2-1. That's basically what you look at. They should be 2-1 because that play at the end of the 9th inning in that game was just so bizarre. But they're really a good baseball team, and I think for the Pirates to get 2 out of 3 over North Carolina would be a real feather in their cap, but that'll be the goal as Carolina comes here on Friday.
Switching gears, Pirate basketball gets a win this weekend against Rice. They're looking to climb out of the bottom of the American Conference, trying to make the conference tournament. Do you think they can, Bailey?
Well, I think they can. The thing is, if you had told me they'd have 3 if you told me they'd be 500 on the road in the American in conference, I said, man, they're having a great year, because that's what it takes to have a great year. You got to try to go 500 on the road and take care of business at home. They just haven't really taken care of their business at home, although they did get the win the other night over probably one of the worst teams I've ever seen is UTSA, and then UTSA comes up and gets a win this weekend. So I don't know what you're going to get with some of those guys in the American. I know the American is in a down year as far as the conference as a whole, but I think the Pirates have just as good a shot as anybody to get in that top 10.
Yeah, I'm just seeing this for the first time. UTSA goes to Charlotte and beats them by 9 points.
Yeah.
How is that? Charlotte looked good against us.
Yeah, and I thought UTSA. And I know UTSA's had some injuries, and I realize that, and and East Carolina's had some injuries. I realize that, but I thought UTSA. I thought, man, that's a bad basketball team, and but they go up to Charlotte and get the win there. Pirates still have Charlotte coming up, so we'll see how that goes.
All right, Bailey. Well, we appreciate it. One more. Who you got tomorrow other than Cliff Godwin?
We're still working on that. We've got all kinds of lines in the water. We're still working on that, but we've got Cliff for the first part of our show, and then we'll go from there.
All right, Bailey. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Sounds good. Take care.
Will do. That was Brian Bailey on the Turner Home Team Live Line. We'll get a break in, and on the other side, we'll check in with Mack McCarthy. We'll talk more about ECU beating Rice on the road. They got Wichita State coming up Wednesday at home. We'll talk some NASCAR. Jerome Tang fired. We played the clip last week where he said his players didn't deserve to wear the uniform of the Kansas State Wildcats, I believe. Well, now he no longer wears the uniform. So we'll talk about that and much more on the other side with Mack McCarthy.
Imagine the fun, boating and fishing with your family. Come find the boat of your dreams at the Greenville Boat Show and Sale this weekend at the Greenville Convention Center. Free parking, free admission for kids under 12. Hundreds of boats on display along with all your local dealers. It's more than a boat show, it's a boat sale. Imagine the fun, boating and fishing with your family. Come find the boat of your dreams at the Greenville Boat Show and Sale this weekend at the Greenville Convention Center. Free parking, free admission for kids under 12. Hundreds of boats on display along with all your local dealers. It's more than a boat show, it's a boat sale.
For over 40 years, Greenville Motor Company has been the name Greenville Trust. Driven by service, powered by trust, and now offering one of the area's best service centers, 8 full-service bays working on all makes and models. Their certified team can diagnose, address, and repair any issue, big or small. From oil changes to engine work, go to a repair center that you can trust for the life of your vehicle. Greenville Motor Company, locally owned by the Cook family, right across from Greenville Nissan at 1000 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. DriveHereNow.com. Driven by service, powered by trust. Greenville Motor Company.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Washington's favorite place to eat and where all the locals go is Down on Main Street. Down on Main Street's new weekly lunch specials are here and only for $8.99. Stop by Monday through Friday and enjoy chicken and pastry, spaghetti, meatloaf, hamburger, steak, and everyone's favorite fried shrimp plate. After work, Down on Main Street is the perfect spot for dinner and drinks with friends. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
At Children's Health Services, we understand the importance of your child's well-being. This is Dr. Chris Osmick, and our mission is to provide comprehensive, patient-centered health care through every stage of child development, starting the day they are born in the hospital. We are not just here to treat illnesses. We are here to partner with you on your child's health journey. Schedule your appointment today to build a brighter, healthier world for your children.
Hey everybody, this is Parker Bird. Visit our friends at Children's Health Services on Arlington Boulevard on 10th Street and at childrenshealthservices.org. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate fans, D&D Advertising has the new 2026 baseball schedules ready, and you can pick them up at these fine business locations: Orthotics and Prosthetics, Enjoy Thrift Stores, Farmville Methodist Church, Pirate Towing, University Vape and Tobacco, Coastal Medical Transport, WB Denton LLC Landscape, Mosquito Joe of Eastern North Carolina, Chicago Custom Tattoo, Holden Temporaries, Midas Auto Repair, Streak Free Cleaning Service, Richards Building Supply, Dumpster It Now, Rude Boy Small Engine Repair, More Lawn Care, Rezzy's Perfect Pancakes, and Legacy Park Apartments. Please patronize these fine businesses as they are an asset to the community. D&D Advertising Enterprises is not licensed, affiliated with, or endorsed by any university, sports institution, or program unless specifically stated in writing. No proceeds from any of the funds collected for your ad will be given to any educational institution or sports team. We are not responsible for any schedule changes made after printing.
Here at the Holistic Company, we know that life throws you its fair share of curveballs. Like passing that drug test? Congrats. Now you can finally relax, kick back, and well, light one up. You've earned it. With weekly events like trivia, karaoke, comedy, open mic, movie night, and of course, all your favorites: flour, merch, carts, edibles, and wellness products. Whatever you need to legally take the edge off, we've got your vibe covered. Order online at theholisticco.com or visit us at 5th and Evans in Greenville or at one of our other 2 locations in Fremont or Smithfield. The Holistic Company.
This is Coach Blake Carroll for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now, powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back in. Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock is sick, so I'm filling in. Thanks to Brian Bailey joining us at the start of the show. Campbell and East Carolina get underway tomorrow. Tomorrow as well at noon on Pirate Radio. You can hear the Brian Bailey Show with head coach Cliff Godwin. Still to come on Pirate Radio Live, Chris Hemeyer of the Campbell Fighting Camels. Brandon Golden, host of the Brandon Golden Show, used to be the strength and conditioning coach coordinator here at East Carolina. And also, we're going to try to hook up with Aundrae Allison. I haven't heard back from him, but we're going to try him and see if we can talk to him. But joining us now on the Turner Home Team Live line, Coach Mack McCarthy. Mack, how you doing?
I'm good. Good to hear your voice, buddy.
Yes, sir. How you been, man? How was your weekend?
It was not bad. I've got a little bit of a break here between some games, and then I finish up strong. I've got a big ACC game coming up next week with North Carolina being at Virginia. One team's in, one team's on the bubble, and you know how those bubble games are. It's that time of year where every game is a referendum on your resume. And then I do the CAA tournament. This will be my 12th straight year on the men's side in Washington, D.C. at the Mystics Arena, which is a really nice arena over on the kind of the southeast part of the town. But we're going to finish up, and then might have a little radio work after that for the NCAA, but we'll see. But I was excited because obviously it was the first week of NASCAR, and of course we're coming down the stretch with all these meaningful basketball games too.
Yeah, Daytona was great yesterday. We'll talk about that later on with you. But I do want to hit on the American Conference college basketball first. It looked like it was going to be maybe a race between Tulsa and South Florida, but South Florida is breaking away. East Carolina gets a win on the road, trying to climb out of the basement. Have you been keeping an eye on the American Conference here lately?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not the top of my list because I'm doing so many other games, and then you got the national picture. But yeah, it seems like you're right. South Florida has really been playing good basketball, and it's an interesting league. Because Memphis was picked to win the whole thing, and they have certainly fallen upon hard times, and South Florida has been right there to take over.
Yeah, you mentioned Memphis. They lost to Utah State by 20-some points the other day. Duke and Michigan play this weekend. What do you think about these late in the season non-conference games?
You know, it's tough as a coach. You know, it's fun as a fan though to have some, especially the big matchups like a Michigan Duke or something like that. Had one for the other day, Virginia and Ohio State. Virginia fairly solidly in the tournament. Ohio State, one of those bubble teams that it has a good chance to get in because they're in one of the better conferences. But as a fan, I like them. As a coach, I hated them. You know, once I got to the new year, January 1st, I wanted to be concentrating on conference games only. You know, so that part of it would bother me. But clearly, some folks have seen their way to make some of these work on a bye week or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know they were playing these, and then I was looking at Saturday's slate to see what I'll be missing when I'm in Durham for ECU and UNC baseball, and I saw Michigan and Duke and thought I like time traveled to the Final Four or something. I didn't understand why they were playing.
Yeah, and of course, you know, so many. You know, you have to kind of keep up with roster changes and people getting hurt, and you know, you got the young man at the lottery pick over at Carolina who's out now, and of course, I don't know what's going on with the Peterson kid at Kansas. He plays sometimes he doesn't play, sometimes he plays one half and not the other. I don't know, but one thing I wanted to definitely bring up is, and of course, Kansas State is the most prime example where Jerome Tang went off on his team and said they didn't deserve to wear the uniform, and Kansas State, I think, saw an opportunity to fire the guy for cause with what he said. But he's not the only one that's going off. Andy Kennedy at UAB went off on his team and said, hey, these kids are making more money than anybody in this room, and they can't make a layup. And the Tennessee women's coach, Kim Caldwell, went off on her team, and Vic Schaefer said his kids were soft. They weren't tough enough, and of course, all these coaches did recruit all these kids too. So they have some responsibility in this. But I wonder if the general fan is seeing this and thinking, yeah, they need to be held more accountable because they're getting paid. Or I wonder even if it's in the back of the mind of the coaches. Although, you know, Andy Kennedy, he didn't have it in the back of his mind. He was saying it out loud. He said, you know, these kids are making more than most people in this room. You think they could make a layup? I think they went 10 for 22 in their game on Saturday or whenever it was. And so it's interesting to see the coaches speaking out against teams, which almost never used to happen.
Yeah, and this is just me, my stupid brain, but maybe a lot of these coaches aren't saying anything because, you know, they're the ones that decided to pay these guys the money. If they come out and say, like, it was a mistake, that's a bad look on them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, just saying your kids aren't tough or they don't deserve to be in the uniform. You know, at some point, somebody's going to ask the question, well, who signed those players? Who brought those players in? Who decided they were worthy of wearing that uniform and that they were tough enough to play for the University of Texas? Or, you know, I don't. You know, at some point you've got to be held accountable, and just like, and I don't know about the AD situation at Kansas State. Maybe this guy didn't hire Jerome Tang and give him an extension where they're going to have to pay him $18 million, although they think they're going to fire him for cause because of what he said. But I doubt that happened. I bet Coach Tang is going to get all of that $18 million from Kansas State if I had to bet.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Jerome Tang has a good lawyer. Is it just cause just because he criticized the team? I mean, they did get blown out. Like, that seems like a pretty fair criticism of that team.
Yeah. I don't think anything he said was false. You know, should he have done it in public? I don't know that rises to the level of being fired for cause. I mean, when you think of fired for cause, you think of a felony, or you think of a violation of NCAA rules. You know, what do they call moral turpitude?
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of things that come to mind when you say for cause. But you know, just talking about a game after the game and talking about your team I don't think that qualifies. I think you're right.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Darren Peterson thing going on in Kansas. I've been listening to a couple people in the national media, Bill Simmons, Nick Wright, probably not the best two to listen to about this, but either way, they said it kind of seems like a trickle down. Like they see what goes on in the NBA, and maybe Peterson's like, I don't have to play every game. This doesn't matter. You know, we're sitting pretty at 8. We'll be fine in the conference tournament. Why do I need to go and play against Arizona?
Exactly, and you have the situation in the NBA where they try to rest the players, and some players are trying to rest on their own. And I talked to a coach earlier this year of a game that I was doing, and their coach had 2 players who were having what she called selective surgery. They weren't playing well. They're not winning a lot of games, and they're a little bit dinged up, but they decided to go ahead and have surgery. And of course, now they're going to get paid this year, and they're going to get paid next year too. So there are so many unintended consequences of this paying situation, and with no rules, and or with no enforceable rules, and of course the transfer portal as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I've said this before when it comes to the NBA, college football, college basketball. I feel like we went a little too far with the player empowerment. Like, they definitely deserve to get paid, and they definitely deserve to, have some power and some say in the matter. But it seems like we've gone a little too far with all this.
I think you're exactly right, and of course, when you have a toothless organization making the rules, or trying to make the rules, or trying to enforce the rules, and you can't win a court case, everybody just takes you to court. I mean, and I don't know if you're a player right now and you're not quite good enough for the next level of, whether it be the NFL or Major League Baseball or the NBA or whatever it is, WNBA, I don't know that you couldn't keep suing them and keep on playing. As long as you could get a friendly judge. If you're in Mississippi, go to a state court. If you're in Tennessee, go to a state. I think you could probably find a judge shop a little bit, as they say. I think you could find somebody to rule in your favor. You might be able to play for a long time. And of course, we've got some examples. Is it a BYU player who's going to be in his 9th season, something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. You kind of mentioned the Trinidad Chambliss thing. I don't know if this was real or not. You can't really tell what's real or fake on social media nowadays. But was Trinidad Chambliss really autographing a football in the middle of his hearing for the judge?
Oh, no.
I
don't know. I thought the most bizarre thing about the hearing was when one of the assistant coaches were saying, these young men have to play good play good football. If he's at home and he's got kids, you women have to take care of those kids. And I don't know exactly how he put it, but it was. And then he had to come back and apologize and say it was taken out of context. But it didn't sound like it was taken out of context. I thought it was something AI originated. And the coaches, I think the coach's name was Judge.
Yeah, Joe Judge used to be the coach of the Giants. I think he was saying if one of our players impregnates you, you need to leave him alone. He's got to get his sleep. He's got to play good football for us. If you have a baby, you and the baby need to go in a separate room so he doesn't hear him crying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How out of control have we got?
It's a crazy world, Mac. But I do want to hit back on some college basketball. Arizona's now lost 2 in a row. They dropped to 4. Michigan, now the number 1 team in the NCAA. Your old buddy Charles Barkley said, I think last week or a few weeks ago, that it's pretty much the Arizona Invitational. Do you feel the same way? How many teams do you think could realistically compete for this national championship?
I started out thinking it wasn't very many, but I'm not so sure now, because people have gotten injured, and some clubs have started just playing better basketball because their rosters have kind of matured and that kind of thing. I think it's I think it's a lot more wide open. Arizona lost their best player, Pete, in that game against Texas Tech. You don't know what his status is. I haven't seen an update today anyway. Michigan was playing the best basketball in the country early. It's kind of fitting that they're back up there, but Duke is right there, had the crazy loss. They've had two, narrow losses, and they'll certainly be a factor in this thing. Houston seems like they're getting some steam. Gonzaga, UConn, I think there are a whole bunch of folks that are going to be in this conversation. Even Texas Tech, who was one of the two teams along with Kansas to beat Arizona, and then Kansas turns around and loses to Iowa State. They're back to playing good basketball too. Illinois played some good basketball. This thing's going to be crazy down the stretch, and Kansas, who knows? Maybe Peterson just decides, well, the NCAA, I can get really good exposure there if I play well in the tournament, and who knows? Hey, they beat Arizona without him, so they're pretty darn good regardless. But if you put him on that lineup, and he's going to be the first or second or third pick unless something goes crazy here, he's going to be a top pick in the draft. So you got to think that he might make a big difference in the tournament.
Absolutely, and one of the stories I'm loving this college basketball season, Miami of Ohio remains undefeated, beating Ohio the other night. It kind of feels like they're just going to roll everybody now.
Yeah, and of course the thing that they're getting beat up on is they didn't play anybody in the non-conference, but they didn't have any idea of this kind of team that they had either. And Travis Steele, who was at Xavier and did okay there, but eventually ended up at Miami of Ohio, has done a really good job and he lost some key players. I've in preparation for my postseason stuff, I've looked at some rosters. There are a couple of Miami, Ohio players floating around playing well other places, and you go undefeated. That's a heck of a deal. Now I don't care what league you're in or how bad the schedule is. Not having an off night or somebody else not having a great night, that's pretty rare.
Coach Mack joining us on the Turner Home Team Live line. Let's take a break. Coach Mack, can you hang on one more segment so we can talk some Daytona?
Be glad to.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back on the other side talking a little NASCAR with Coach Mack. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
UBE and PireWare.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in downtown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWare.com. Go Pirates!
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers. Join us today for
big, juicy wings.
All season long at Tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, with 2 locations in Greenville and on Railroad Street in Winterville.
Homeowners can face many challenges throughout this season, but our newest New Blue star, Dixon Williams, is here to slide in and save the day. Have a clog that's hitting a foul ball and nothing seems to be getting through? Dixon's fixing to get you flowing again. Feeling like your HVAC's in a slump? Dixon's sliding in to get your comfort back on track. Are swinging blind in a power outage? Dixon's delivering a power boost. So when problems arise, turn home strikeouts into home runs with New Blue, electric, plumbing, and air.
Play it again, sport. Buy, sell, trade. Great deals never felt so good.
So good, so good, so good.
I saved a bunch of cash.
Buy, sell, trade.
Using my gear like I never knew I could. Play It Again Sports. Buying and selling new and used sporting and fitness equipment for over 27 years right here in Greenville. Located on Greenville Boulevard across from the Nissan dealership.
We all have seniors in our life who may need a little extra help with technology. University PC Care's quick helps are affordable, in-store, short appointments designed for seniors who may need need a little TLC to help with setting up a new computer, help with email or passwords, or help with the latest online scam. They don't need to fear technology anymore. Call 252-558-1280 to schedule an in-store quick helps appointment for Greenville or New Bern. Learn more at universitypccare.com.
It's time to shack things up at Burrito Shack. Whether you're craving bold burritos, tasty tacos, or crispy nachos, they got the flavor you're looking for. Made from scratch, chef-inspired, fresh Mex cuisine, served up with a side of laid-back beach vibes. Fast, fresh, and totally delicious, Burrito Shack is where flavor meets the coast. Located in the Lowe's Food Shopping Center in Winterville. Quick, crafted, coastal. Burrito Shack.
Pirate Nation, your dream home starts with Unshakable Builders. Now building in Sutherland Estates in Greenville and Dolostone Court in Wilson with homes available now. And stay tuned, Cross Creek Townhomes in Greenville and Whitaker Glen and Farmville are coming soon. Browse available homes, explore floor plans, and see past projects today at unshakablebuilders.com. Have questions? Use live chat, fill out the contact form, or call the office at 814-9105. Unshakable Builders, build on a solid foundation.
Winter is here, but Strauss Marine in Greenville is still your go-to spot for your boat projects and repairs. Now's the perfect time to get your boat ready for when the warm weather comes. Don't wait till spring. They've got you covered with outboard parts at great prices. Plus, they're running clearance sales on select items, so you can get ready for next season without breaking the bank. Stay up to date with the latest deals, parts, and promotions by following them on social media. Stop by the shop at 865 Rivet Street in Greenville. For more information, head to StraussMarine.com. Strauss Marine, your best source for salvaged outboard parts.
This is Keaton Mitchell, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to the GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation, and GUC will match all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
I'm not Clip.
No.
Yep.
That's Jared. Sorry. Force a habit.
All good. Clip's out today. I'm filling in. Glad to have you here on a nice Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Let's head back out to the Turner Home Team Live line to continue our chat with Coach Mack McCarthy. Mack, an exciting race yesterday in Daytona. For the most part, the fuel-saving crap with the Toyotas was a little annoying. But other than that, very good race, I thought.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. When three Toyotas got up there blocking the front and running about 50% wide open, that was frustrating. And I know it was frustrating to the drivers who were sitting back there with fast cars, 10 rows back, and you could see the leaders, but you had no chance to make any moves to get there because all three lanes were blocked. But yeah, they were doing what they needed to do to win within the rules. So I don't know what you do to fix that, but it has become a real issue on the super speedways, Talladega and Daytona. And those races are absolutely maddening because anybody really can win. They keep saying, well, the better drivers get to the front. Yeah, they do most of the time, but because of the wrecks, you can still have a random winner. And all at the same time, it's as white knuckle, sweaty palm racing as you can get. I sit there on the edge of my seat the entire race, even though some of it, like you said, like we've talked about, you can have a random winner. I was there when Trevor Bayne won, and you have some odd winners every now and then. But again, at the same time, it's very, very exciting. And other than the fuel-saving stretch there, and you knew 3x3x3. Somebody was going to muck it up, and sure enough, they did.
Yeah, I'm glad Tyler Reddick won, not just because I drafted him in our little fantasy pool, but, he was a regular season champ 2 years ago, had kind of a disappointing year last year, so it was nice to see him get back in the winner's circle. But I think I heard on the broadcast he's the fourth driver in Daytona 500 history to only lead one lap and win the race.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And I love your humble brag too. Yeah, I'm not saying it just because I chose him in our pool. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's easy to root for. I don't know what it is about him because 2311 isn't really that easy to root for. But happy for Tyler Reddick. What the hell was Riley Herbst doing there at the end? I think Keselowski could have made a push to the front to try to at least win it or come down to the final second.
I do too. Riley Herbst did exactly what he was supposed to do. First of all, he hangs in there and he pushes Tyler Reddick to the lead.
Yeah.
And then he says, well, I've got a chance, so I'm going to jump to the outside of whoever was in front of him. I don't know if it was Chase Elliott or who it was at that. No, it was Stenhouse at that point.
Yeah.
So he jumps up in that outside lane, and here came Keselowski. But that's on Keselowski. There are two pedals in there. There's an accelerator and a brake, and you better use both of them. But Keselowski has run over many people there. I heard his gripe, but he doesn't have a single gripe. He's done the same thing to many people. The heck with Brad Keselowski and his broken leg.
It is crazy. On a broken femur, he's racing 8 weeks later. Yeah, I mean, cry me a river, but it's a miracle of modern medicine, I'll say. I was talking to Ellerby before, and I was kind of surprised. They said on the broadcast, 10 years of stage racing. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. I don't know. I don't really like the stage racing, but Ellerby was just wondering, what is stage racing? He remembers the days where he would just turn it on and it's continuous lap after lap after lap. In layman's terms, can you explain stage racing for us, Coach Mack?
Well, stage racing is a gimmick that NASCAR has instituted to make the races more exciting. And I will say this, I was not a fan. I like the old monotonous, grind it out 400, 500 miles, but this does make the drivers get up on that wheel, gives them something to race for during the race. It bunches them back up, obviously, because they're going to have those breaks. It's kind of like a mandatory caution, if you will. And there have been calls for that forever. But I didn't like the gimmicky part of it, but I will absolutely say it has made the races more exciting than they ever were. And I've got to give whoever came up with the idea the credit because it has worked.
Yeah, and I feel like with the new chase format, it's all points based. I feel like the stages have some more importance now. Do you agree?
I do, and of course, the way the chase was, the playoffs were where you were eliminating drivers. That added excitement too. But that I thought, and you and I agree on this. I thought that took away from the most deserving driver, the best driver of the season, winning the whole thing. And you got so much randomness when a bad race or two could knock somebody out. But yeah, it does add more credibility to the playoff format, to the chase format.
Coach Mack joining us on the Turner Home Team Live Line. Coach Mack, who stood out to you the most? Who impressed you the most with their performance yesterday? I mean, obviously the finishing order kind of wonky with the chaos at the end, but I thought Josh Berry and Bubba Wallace ran really well yesterday.
Yeah, there were so many people, and of course, you've got the whole off season. You're going to bring your best stuff, and some guys are better at that kind of racing than others. But I think the guy that impressed me the most the whole weekend ran up front and did a good job, didn't make crazy mistakes, was not quite as aggressive as he's been in the past, is John Hunter Nemechek.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with him, and it'll be interesting to see if Legacy Motorsports can run on other tracks as well as they have at super speedways. But I thought the MVP for the weekend was John Hunter Nemechek, and I don't know that the finishes showed that because of the randomness of the wrecks, but he was at or near the front in all 3 races.
Did you check out any of the Truck or O'Reilly's series this week?
Come on, man. You know I did.
I got to ask. I mean, I know you did, but I got to lead you into the topic.
And I thought all 3 were good. Friday night was good. Unfortunately, the weather held off just long enough to get the race in on Sunday, but I thought it was a great start for NASCAR. I hope the fans are excited. I hope those those occasional casual fans are interested and want to follow it on the trip out west.
Yeah, I love the coverage this week. It seemed like Fox did a good job. Before we talk Atlanta, one more point I want to add about yesterday's race. It seems like Clint Boyer gets worse year after year after year. I don't think he is getting better or even is becoming tolerable. I cannot stand Clint Boyer calling these races.
Well, you need to add a little bit of color there, and he does that, but a little bit of excitement and enthusiasm, because Harvick is kind of cut and dry, and I think he's been really, really good at explaining what's going on, and of course they bring in Larry McReynolds to slay the King's English every single time, and that just drives me crazy. You would think you talk on TV for a living, you could have a little bit better command of sentences, but he struggles all the way. But but Boyer's I don't know. He's an acquired taste. How about we say that?
That's a nice way of putting it. We head to Atlanta this weekend, Mac. Which drivers are you looking at for this one?
Well, Ford's been good there. Blaney's been very good there. Elliott wouldn't surprise me, and it looks like he got off to a good start. I think he'll be motivated to bounce back and have a better year. But and Bubba is really good there too. And if Hocevar will quit running over people, he might be good there. You did take him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
See, that's you need a mulligan right there.
Well, I mean, he took Zilich. The guy's 19.
Yeah, but Zilich has some sense about him.
I kind of like the no sense racing. It's kind of fun to have somebody reckless in your crew.
Yeah, unless he's wrecking your guy.
Yeah, that is true. That's but hey, he's the reason my guy won. He caused that big wreck at the end, running into the wall, and so yeah, Reddick gets the win.
He did. I have Reddick in my other fantasy league, so I came out okay.
Mentioning the fantasy league, before we let you go, we'll run through the points. I had the winner, Tyler Reddick. My team had the best average, so that's 5 points for me. And Clip had 2 DNFs, so he starts the season in the negatives.
As it should be, and that's why he played sick on Monday.
Yeah, he was embarrassed by his group yesterday, so he got the flu on purpose. Coach Mack, thanks for joining us, man. Really appreciate it.
Y'all have a good show. Thanks, guys.
That was Coach Mack McCarthy on the Turner Home Team Live Line. Are you looking to sell your house fast and without making any repairs? The Turner Home Team is a local home buying company, and they buy houses as is. Justin and his team can provide you with a fast cash offer for your house today. So give them a call at 525-4780. We'll be right back on the other side of this break with more Pirate Radio Live on a beautiful Monday afternoon.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for $7.50 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers, or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
It's Budweiser's 150th anniversary, and we're celebrating with a Heritage Can Series that honors our legacy of being made of America. Collect all 4 designs. For 150 years, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026. Anheuser-Busch. Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Carolina Eagle Distributing is celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. For 150 years, Budweiser has been the heart of America beer culture, bringing people together across generations. Cheers to 150 years. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989.
College is hectic, but where you live shouldn't be. At Pirates Cove, you get your own quiet space and private bathroom. with 2 pools, a fitness center, EV chargers, the only student property with a new soccer mini pitch field, a business room for focus, and a quick ride to campus. No dorms, no drama, just the lifestyle you're looking for. Pirates Cove isn't just where you stay, it's where you live.
This is proud ECU alumni David Price of David Price Construction. As a leading general contracting firm, we specialize in commercial construction and renovation. Whether it's updating your office space, renovating your restaurant, or building a new retail store, our team at David Price Construction is ready to assist. We are committed to delivering quality, value, and customer satisfaction across all of our projects. So give us a call at 919-820-3612 or find us online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Go Pirates!
What's up, Pirate Nation? This your guy, Rajay Harris, and my spot to fuel up for great food in Greenville is Basil's. Looking for lunch today? Basil's lunch menu features signature pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, and salads starting at just $11. After work, grab a dinner and drink with friends with delicious rotating shelves features and plenty of ice-cold specials at the bar. Eat local, drink local at Basil's, your community restaurant on Fire Tower in Greenville. Basil's, Pirates supporting pirates.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's Lazy Boy Market Sample Sell-Off. We bought out an entire showroom of 100 one-of-a-kind pieces of Lazy Boy furniture. Now we're selling it all at drastically reduced prices. Floor samples slashed an additional 50 to 70% off. This is a one-time opportunity to shop extreme sell-off prices on brand new Lazy Boy styles, recliners, power recliners, sectionals, and leather furniture, designer chairs, cocktail ottomans, and much more. Hurry! You will never, ever find Lazy Boy furniture at such low prices again at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
You know Pip Printing for custom printing and marketing, but do you know they also do custom apparel? Need a company store for your employees, team, or just to sell your custom apparel online? Pip has the team in place to get that up and running for you in no time. Come into our store at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville and check out the clearance sale on jackets and coats. Brands by Cutter & Buck, Gildan, and Carhartt with some items as low as $10. At Pip, we do a lot more than you think. Call or come out to see the We Do people at Pip Printing.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now, powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where all the locals go for Mexican food and fun. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's for the Gulf of Mexico every Tuesday, which is a huge 38-ounce lime margarita. On Wednesdays, all Mexican imports are only $3.49, and on Thursdays is half-price house margaritas. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is your host, Jabo.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to a great edition of Pirate Radio Live. Let's check back in with the Chili Water chat gang. Steve says, "Hey, yo."
Hey, yo.
Jamie says, win 1 of 3 against UNC. I'll live with that. More so want to beat Campbell. Talking about ECU baseball with a long week. 5 games coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A win in Fly 8989 says Antolik is the starter. Kind of figured that would be the case. Jamie says Xavier was noticeably a big team. Seemed like every batter was huge. PJ says, hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey! Jamie talking a little college basketball. Cronin goes off on his team at UCLA every loss. That is true. I guess the only reason why it stood out with Jerome Tang was that seemed to be the first. A lot of these people, this is their first time going off. It's out of character for them to call out their team. Mick Cronin, it's out of character if he doesn't. So let's see. Jamie says Illinois looks tough, but they always choke. And he says, first Daytona race I watched in 5 years, maybe longer. Yeah, it seems to be a new era of NASCAR being upon us with the playoffs being gone. Looking forward to what seems to be a good season. But let's talk some baseball. It was fun being out at Clark LeClaire Stadium once again this weekend. Very cold, so that wasn't fun. But we'll start off with some Cliff Godwin audio. We'll start with his thoughts on the weekend series.
I thought we played bad again in the first game today. I thought we played really good defense in game 2. I thought Colby Weber was awesome. I thought Grady Linehan played great all weekend. I thought Bachman hits the balls hard. So there's 3 freshmen really did a good job. Of course, Burris, Jack Heron, Irby had some good at-bats. We've just got to continue to get better. We'll play better baseball every time we go out, but we've got to continue to get better.
Yeah, obviously not what he wanted. Didn't play their best, but like I said, a lot of bright spots. The pitching was really good from some guys: Sean Jenkins, Gavin Van Kempen, Gavin Marley, Colby Weber, who we'll hear from in just a minute. Cliff Godwin talked about what did the new pitchers show you this weekend. Cut 3, Shirley.
I thought Gavin Van Kempen pitched good. I didn't think we played great defense behind him. We had 4 errors in the first game. They only had 2 up there in the scoreboard, but we had 4 errors. That's why I put Parham at shortstop, and Parham did a really good job defensively in game 2.
A lot of yelling in the background. Yeah. Not going to say anything. That's what they do. They're fun. Let's see. Some lineup changes for game 3. Colby Wallace, Braden Burris started out shortstop, third base respectively the weekend. Game 3 saw some lineup changes. Braden Burris moving out to the left, Colby back to third, Nick Parham in there at shortstop. He was asked, Coach Godwin was, how did you think the team responded after lineup change and position changes for game 3, Cup 4, Shirley?
Well, we won a game. That's a good thing. So, winning's a lot better than losing. But I'm just not happy the way our body language and how we've looked all weekend. So we'll get better at it.
Cup 5 talks about play of Nick Parham at shortstop.
No, he played great defense. I mean, look, the way we played defense the first 2 games, I don't know if there's been a team here at East Carolina that's played that bad at defense back-to-back games. So, and we had to make an adjustment, and we did. And Parham made the most out of his opportunity.
Myself, Zach, even Cliff Godwin said earlier in these cuts, the play of Braden Bachman was very impressive, hit the balls hard. Cliff Godwin talked about Braden Bachman cut 8.
From day one, I mean, the guy just gets in there and he's not afraid and he just gets swings off. He actually had a pretty rough preseason. I don't know if he was overthinking things, but wanted to try something differently. And, man, he got in there. He's not scared, and he barreled up the baseball every time he got to the plate except the one walk.
Freshmen were impressive this weekend. One more thing from Cliff Godwin. Alex Boucher, Mully's been talking about Alex Boucher a lot this offseason, moving to pitcher, being really showing off his bat in the offseason. He rolled his ankle before the first game and was unable to play. Cliff Godwin had an update. Cut 9, Shirley.
Yeah, bad spring. He was not available to even just pinch hit or like Kirk Gibson. I mean, he's limping around, so I don't know if he'll be available this week.
That's tough. Really looking forward to seeing Alex Boucher pitch, hit, just play. Looking forward to what he can do for this Pirate team. Let's move on to Colby Weber. This will be very quick. Shirley mentioned all his answers clock in at about 6 seconds. Young fella from Pennsylvania. We'll start with how did it feel getting his first win of his Pirate career? Cut 1.
Yeah, I was pumped up. I mean, fans got into it a lot. Struggled with the first 2 games, but glad we got here and got the dub today.
Yeah, wow, that was very quick. Let's see. At what point in the game did you know that you were pitching well? Cut 4.
Probably going in the second half, I felt like I was doing pretty good. All my stuff felt great. I had a good sense for the zone. Felt really good.
That was Colby Weber, freshman pitcher, got the win. Game 2 of Saturday. Braden Burris, we also talked to him. I asked him how comfortable was he playing third base. Cut 3.
It's a little different. Obviously, I didn't play the best over there, but it's just important that I flush and just get better in practice on Monday.
What do you think contributed to your issues playing at third, cut 4?
Not really. I mean, there's really no excuses there. It's a little different position, but that's not an excuse for anything. Coach put me over there because he trusts me, but I just have to be better.
What kind of changes will the team make at the plate, cut 5?
We have to execute better. We struggled this weekend, getting bunts down, and that's something we take pride in. So we got to do a better job at that. And first 2 games, getting runners in from third base with less than 2 outs, so that's really important. If you want to win baseball games, you got to get those runs in.
That was Braden Burris on our New Blue Pirate Report. The technicians at New Blue stand ready to face any challenge that time or the elements may throw at your home. Your home deserves the best, and New Blue is ready to help with any electrical, plumbing, and HVAC needs. New Blue also now specializes in crawl space moisture control and encapsulations, along with septum system repairs and installations. Contact them today at callinublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Kayla, you worked at some baseball games, marketing intern. Is that what you are?
Yes, that is what I am.
How did you enjoy the game? You were there Friday as a fan, right?
Yes.
Okay, how did you enjoy the games this weekend?
Friday it was very cold.
Yeah.
ECU really surprised me. They just did not play how they played at the end of last season, so I was really surprised. Ethan Orby surprised me as well, but I know he'll pick it up the rest of the season. Saturday morning, I kind of came in late because I was working the lacrosse game. Came in and they looked fine, and then it just kind of went downhill again. But I was really impressed with our freshman pitchers. They really showed up and showed out. And then the last game, I had so much fun. I was working it. It was awesome, a great environment. I feel like the crowd should have been there like they were for the second game, for the last game, because our boys play like they should have been playing all weekend. But I think honestly, the last time we won, I think we lost our opening weekend is when we went to the Super Regional.
Yeah.
So, people are already hating on us, but I feel like, you just have to give us a chance. And Campbell is 1-2, just like us. So I feel like we both come in kind of evenly. Yes, they have a home, whatever it's called, advantage.
Field advantage, yeah.
Yeah, that. But I don't know. I feel like Cliff is definitely going to get these boys right, and it's going to be some good baseball this year.
Yeah, patience is key. Like I said earlier, it's baseball. It's a long season.
Mm-hmm.
You go 1-2 against a team like Xavier. I don't want to make excuses, but it's definitely cold outside.
Very.
And, Gavin Marley, I've mentioned him, a name I was very impressed with. This is why it's tough at the beginning of the season, because I think I've called him a freshman ever since he pitched. He's a redshirt junior. Yeah. He was amazing, though. He pitched very well. Gavin Van Kempen, Cliff mentioned the defense behind him didn't play the best, but Gavin Van Kempen was very impressive. Luke Payne had a couple good innings until he didn't, which, it's tough. You got to figure out early on in the season what everybody can give you, and, they haven't played in a very long time, so you don't really know. And like I said, I was looking forward to Ryan Towers. He looked really good for the first inning, and then, I don't know, it kind of got away from him. So we'll see the boys back at it tomorrow night in Bowie's Creek. Myself and intern Zach will be there, boots on the ground. Let's go over a little bit of a history of this matchup. Last season, 2025, they lost 2-3, East Carolina did. The year prior, 2024, they lost 7-6. In 2023, they played 3 times. ECU lost 14-13, 2-1, and 6-5. And the last time they won, 2022, May 17th, 2022, they won 7-6. So their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matchups have all been decided by 1 run. This game is always fun. The weather isn't. They were supposed to play at the end of last year. That game got canceled due to weather. And then last February, I was out there in Bowie's Creek, And probably the worst experience of my life. Well, that's a bit of a stretch, but it was so cold. The press box is about as big as this table, so there's nowhere to really warm up. You try going to the little locker room, outhouse, bathroom, whatever, and it's cold in there. There's nowhere to warm up in there. Cold all the time. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I think it'll be a very good game. I talked to Chris Hemeyer earlier today. We'll hear that interview at 5 o'clock. And he said he talked to the Campbell head coach after their last game against Cal Poly. He said night and day from what we started with last year. He's very impressed with how this team played against Cal Poly this weekend. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Jamie says Donnell got through unscathed. Felt like Zach almost caught some flack in one of his questions. After a loss, it's difficult talking to a head coach just because they're very upset. And I mean, what do we know? They know what is going wrong or what's going great for their team. And I'm not a baseball guy. I don't really know what's going on. Cliff got on me a little bit. I don't want to say got on me, but I asked about Walker Barron. Cut to Shirley. Thoughts on Walker Barron's performance in the game?
Well, you guys just look at the box score. I mean, I don't mean this ugly, but the first two hits are freaking, off the cap. So the baseball guys must have liked him. He did hit the last ball hard. I want our guys to have quality at bats. I don't care about hits.
Yeah. I mean, look, I wanted to ask about Gavin Marley, but I forgot his name. So I was like, I know Walker's name. He went 3 for 4. Got to be better. I got to be better. It's the first weekend of the series. So we're just getting started. I got to be better. I think this is Mike P. says, next time, make sure to interview the players next to active construction or maybe a marching band. I don't know. That's just how it is. Football, you interview them on the field on away games. Baseball, you're going to interview them on the field no matter where you are. And there's going to be some noise. I mean, we're right there where the grounds crew comes out. There's going to be noise from them. The guys in left field. We were in right field interviewing the players and coach. And still the megaphone guys come in the background. It was nice seeing Colby Weber do his first jungle jump after a game. That was cool. He didn't really have to jump. He's like 6'8". So he really just kind of flew into the stands. He didn't really – I don't even think he left his feet. But he got in there, and it was good to see somebody have that experience for the first time. But, yeah, sorry, Mike. That's just, it's the hand we were dealt. We got to make do with what we got. Jamie says, we don't play well in cold weather. Not a good excuse, but it is what it is until it changes. And this weekend, well, let's start with tomorrow. What's the weather tomorrow in Bowie's Creek? Let's see.
I don't care about the weather. I can't control the weather. Don't want to talk about the weather.
I'm not asking him about the weather. I'm just thinking for my sake. Let's see. Tomorrow in Bowie's Creek, high of 63, low of 36. So, yeah, we'll get more to the 36 side of that. Greenville on Wednesday, 70 degrees. High of 70, 46. Not bad. I'll take that every day. Friday for the Carolina game. High of 74, low of 54. That's going to be good. That's going to be really good, but 65% chance of rain. Let's go Durham. See what the weather's going to be in Durham on Saturday. 65% chance of rain, high of 60, low of 48. It's a day game, so we'll get more of the 60 side of that. And then Chapel Hill on Sunday, 60% chance of rain, 52 degrees, low of 39. So, Jamie, it's going to be a little warmer this weekend, so maybe that'll make a difference. But we'll see. And we're going to have a good time. Make sure to tune in on our social medias, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Going to have a lot of baseball coverage coming your way now that the baseball season is underway, and we're going to take a break on that note. On the other side, on Friday, Clip Talk to Zach Agnos. We're going to rerun that interview just in case you missed it. A lot of things were going on Friday with opening day at Clark LeClaire Stadium, so you'll hear from Clip and Zach Agnos on the other side of this.
Nation, Imagine your dream home starts with Unshakable Builders. Now building in Sutherland Estates in Greenville and Dolostone Court in Wilson with homes available now. And stay tuned. Cross Creek Townhomes in Greenville and Whitaker Glen in Farmville are coming soon. Browse available homes, explore floor plans, and see past projects today at unshakablebuilders.com. Have questions? Use live chat, fill out the contact form, or call the office at 814-9105. Unshakable Builders, build on a solid foundation.
Ready to take the road less traveled? This February, get behind the wheel of a new 2026 Subaru Crosstrek base at Capital Subaru of Greenville. Lease it for $250 a month for 36 months. And don't forget about the Subaru A Lot to Love event. It's all happening right now at Capital Subaru of Greenville off Memorial Drive or online at capitalofgreenville.com. Proud official partner of the ECU Pirates. Price does not include licensing costs or registration fees. See dealer for details. Offer expires March 2nd, 2026.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing a new pan pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic Parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree this pan pizza was worth the wait. Order the new pan pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
If you're looking to make someone's day a little sweeter, Nothing Bundt Cakes has the perfect treat. From our bite-sized buntinis to our delicious 8 and 10-inch bundt cakes, every cake is baked fresh daily and topped with our signature cream cheese frosting. Birthdays, celebrations, office treats, or just because. There's always a reason for a bundt cake. Come see us in Greenville in the Law Promenade Shopping Center near Longhorn and let us help you share a little joy, one bundt at a time. Nothing Bundt Cakes. Make life a little sweeter every day.
If you're looking for a delicious home-cooked country breakfast or lunch, look no further than CD's Grill. CD's Grill in Winterville has the best country cooking around. Start your day with CD's mouth-watering homemade cheese biscuits, eggs cooked to order, and pancakes so big and fluffy there's no way you leave hungry. Open Monday through Friday from 5:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. and Saturday from 5:30 to 11 a.m. CD's has lunch specials and an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Stop by, say hey to owner Jason Brown and the CD's crew. CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville. CD's Grill, the best country cooking around.
This is Caleb Reynolds, lead minister at Eastern Pines Church, and I'd love to invite you to join us this Sunday at 9 and 10:30 at 3380 Portertown Road in Greenville. At Eastern Pines Church, you'll find real people, uplifting worship, and a place where your family can grow in your faith. Come see what God is doing right here in Greenville. We'd love to welcome you home at Eastern Pines Church. Visit easternpineschurch.com for more information.
Church services brought to you by S&K Trapping, East Coast Grading, Gregory Pool, Driven Details, East Coast Access, Cardinal Lock and Key, and rentafishtank.com.
When it comes to building or remodeling your home, every detail matters. Hi, this is Kathy Herring with KDL Construction, and we believe great design begins with careful planning and ends with flawless execution. With open communication and a true partnership mindset, we guide you through every step, turning your vision into reality. Our goal, to deliver more than a building project. We create an experience that is seamless, stress-free, and inspiring. Visit KDLConstructionLLC.com to start your transformation today. KDL Construction, your vision, our craft.
If you're hungry for a great steak with honest-to-goodness flavor, head over to Larry's Steakhouse, open Monday through Saturday at 11 a.m., serving up hand-cut, aged ribeyes, tender grilled salmon, bold grilled shrimp, and juicy grilled pork chops, all right off the flame. Pile your plate high with a 25-item salad bar. Try one of our hearty daily lunch specials. Larry's Steakhouse, good food, good folks, and a good time. Located at 2800 East 10th Street across from the old Highway Patrol Station. Call 751-6510 for takeout and reservations. Larry.
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now. Powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back in. Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Thanks to Brian Bailey and Coach Mack joining me today on the show, talking a little baseball, a little basketball, little NASCAR. But now let's head out to the Turner Home Team Live Line. Clip talked to Zach Agnos on Friday, and in case you missed it, here it is.
All right, we've got Zach Agnos joining us on the Turner Home Team Live Line. Rockies reliever, former Pirate great. He joins us here. Zach, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I appreciate y'all having me on. I'm getting ready to watch some Pirate baseball here in a little bit.
Yeah, man. Folks are fired up about this team. Some core returners with, of course, Ethan Norby and Colby Wallace, Austin Irby, Braden Burris, Walker Barron, to name a few. And then some really good newcomers as well, Zach. So, no, you were around a little bit, right, during this offseason. Did you get a chance to see any of these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to mention that. I spent all offseason there, and yeah, I got to spend some time with the guys. They were awesome. Not only just asking me questions, but asking like Gavin Williams questions, Rose, Trey, all those guys questions. They weren't afraid, and I think that's a great characteristic of a good team is people that aren't afraid to ask questions. And some guys opened up and talked about struggles and stuff like that, and showed some vulnerability. And I think it's awesome. I mean, like you said, there's a great group there. There's a great core of returners, and also a lot of talent. Obviously, I hung around the pitchers a little bit more, but, I mean, I'm not worried about, Gotro and Palumbo getting those boys and Coach Godwin getting those boys ready in the field and at the plate. And, yeah, a lot of talent, a lot of stuff to be excited for.
No doubt. And you mentioned Jay Gotro, big addition, all the portal guys, the freshmen, big additions. But the biggest move this offseason was bringing in Jake Agnos to the staff. And I think that's what we need, Zach, to put us over the top.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, I might be a little bit biased, but, I think Jake's a pretty good coach. He's got definitely a ton of knowledge up there that, guys should tap into. And, I'll be completely transparent with you, he has helped me tremendously this offseason, with some of my pitches and some of my processes. So, he's getting me prepared for, a big season. And, those hours at the field, they're not always kind to the staff, but the fact that Jake would take extra time out of his day to go to the field with guys and also do some extra work with me was super special. And I'm so appreciative of it, and I'm ready to see him kind of getting it into his element.
That's really cool to hear, man, and I'm glad he has this role on this ECU baseball team. Had some great discussions this week with Jake Hunter just a moment ago, but Trey Benton earlier in the week talked about if he and Jake and Bryant Packard didn't have the injuries they had, he said that he thinks all three would be with you in the bigs right now, and you just never know what the path you'll take. And speaking of a path, Jake Hunter went the MLB draft league path. You went a bit of a more traditional route, although it wasn't really traditional since you were like the everyday shortstop here, and now you're a closer in Major League Baseball. But let's talk about your climb to the majors, Zach, and what you were able to do last year. And man, got off to such a great start. I'll never forget your first save against my Braves, going through the meat of their order. It was both awesome and it pissed me off at the same time. But Zach, how about your year last year? Just like anything, ups and downs, right?
Right. And, I'll be honest with you. I think our relationship has taken a step back, Clip, since that Audi race. But no, I mean, it was obviously, first time for everything, right? First time experiencing success at the highest level and first time experiencing failure at the highest level. And, I mean, it took a lot for me to just look myself in the mirror, have uncomfortable conversations with coaches, other players, veterans on the team and stuff like that, and not tell me what I, wanted to hear, but what I needed to hear. And I think that's a huge difference. And it's just, like I said, it's looking yourself in the mirror. That's all I've been doing this off season, and I haven't been happy with how last season went. But, the Rockies, we got a whole new pitching department, front office that is just instilling belief and confidence in us pitchers here. So I'm excited to have a big year this year and, just stay with it. You mentioned that getting off to a hot start. I mean, getting off to a hot start's a piece of it, but I think it's more important to rebound from the tough outings and stay with my processes rather than, getting off to the hot start. Because at some point it's the big leagues and you're going to get smacked in the face because these guys get paid a lot of money to do what they do. And I know for a fact this year I'm going to make a great pitch, and the hitter's going to put a even better swing on it, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Yep, that's what happens at the big league level. Zach Agnos joining us. Zach, real quick, I've never asked you about this before, and I know Wikipedia is not the best place to do research, but that's where I read this, so you can tell me if it's wrong or right. But you're playing summer ball in the Cape Cod League with the Bourne Braves, and apparently it says the last 2/3 of an inning you threw in the final game caught scouts' attention, clocked between 93 and 95. And I'm kind of wondering, like, where the genesis of Zach Agnos, the pitcher, where was it? Was that kind of a defining moment, or did it come later when you pitched more for East Carolina?
No, I definitely say it started there. I mean, it honestly started in high school. I remember the first meeting I had with Coach Godwin was him telling me that, hey, you're going to be a pitcher who plays a position. And then I had a couple outings on the mound, and he said, hey, you're going to be a position player that also pitches. And I kind of went away from pitching, and then I went to the Cape Cod League, and I don't know. I vividly remember begging Harvey Shapiro, who's a great coach up there, legend up there. I said, Harvey, please, 1 inning. That's all I'm asking for. 1 inning. It was the last game before the playoffs, and they brought in this guy who was a two-way somewhere else, and he wasn't throwing that hard. I walk up to him, and I was like, dude, like, I can throw harder than that. I can at least throw 93 miles an hour, which I had probably never hit 93. And I went up there, and I was like, all right. The kid kind of, didn't have a great inning, and I got brought in for the last 2/3, and I was like, my whole goal, I mean, I might have thrown 10 pitches, and they all might have been fastballs, where my head was looking at the first baseman because I was just trying to throw so hard.
Yeah.
But, I was 93 to 95 and had a lot of meetings in the fall with teams, and all they talked about was pitching. They're like, I don't care about you hitting. I was like, well, I do. I was like, I think I'm going to help the team this year hitting, and they didn't care because, they run a business, and I had a higher ceiling on the mound to them, and now we're here. So
here we are. Yeah, no doubt. Zach, how are you doing health-wise heading into the spring training and everything, and what's kind of on your docket? We talked to Jake yesterday. He said it was a kind of individual work right now. So what are you doing day to day, and how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Body feels good. I've stuck to a good diet this off season. Jake's a fantastic cook, so he cooked us some good food, and his wife Georgia, they took care of me. They treat me like a little brother, which is great. It's always nice coming home to a cooked meal.
I think no matter how old you are or what you accomplish, you're always the little brother, Zach. So.
Exactly. I think I might be living with them for the rest of my life. No matter if I'm married and have 5 kids, or I'm living with Jake. No, I'm kidding. But no, I mean, it's been a good off season. I've gotten, I did a lot of work with Kevin Youngs, and he got me right. He help me get on a good routine, which I think is going to be the biggest thing for me this year, is just getting on a consistent arm care routine, a consistent, body routine, mobility routine. So body's feeling good. I actually had a bullpen today, went great. So I'm in a really good spot to go out in spring training and just, show what I've got and compete for a spot in the bullpen.
All right, Zach Agnos, and is the plan to be on the Major League Opening Day roster, Zach?
Yeah, that's my plan. I mean, I firmly believe that I have the stuff to do it. I just got to go do it. I mean, it's a pretty simple game when you say.
And Commanders bouncing back in 2026?
I sure hope so. I mean, it's hard to get worse than last year.
Yeah.
Emotional roller coaster, depressing, but we'll be back. That's for sure. We ain't going down without a fight.
We'll be back. Zach, great to catch up with you, buddy. Good luck this year. We'll catch up with you again down the road, but appreciate you giving us a few minutes today, man.
I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you soon. And I'm excited to watch the Pirates go dominate this year.
Yeah, got Xavier this week. Let's start with the sweep. Ethan. Yeah. Ethan's about to shove, man. You ready?
Let's do it. I'm excited to watch. I gotta shower and get changed so I can flip it on and start following and screaming at my phone.
There we go. See you, buddy. Thanks, Zach.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right. There was Clip Brock, Zach Agnos. Good to hear from the Rockies reliever. Going to have to get up with Patrick Saunders. Interviewed him last year about Zach Agnos. Once spring training gets in, we'll start to pepper in some Pirates in the pros, some guys who cover these teams. You know, it was nice seeing the new banners they got out on Clark LeClaire Stadium with Trey, Gav, Burley, Sean Armstrong, Jeff Hoffman, all the guys. Really, Zach was on it. So good stuff there. Jamie in the chat says R.I.P. Robert Duvall. Favorite movie he was in. That one's a tough one. Godfather. Shirley. Favorite Robert Duvall film?
It's hard to beat. In my opinion, it's hard to top Godfather.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Apocalypse Now. I mean, he was great in Apocalypse Now.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
His part was great. I just didn't like the Brando stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, Brando was a different breed of cat, as Jeff used to say.
Yeah. Four Christmases, I mean, obviously. Kicking and Screaming. That was great.
He was pretty good in Days of Thunder.
Yeah, Days of Thunder. Good.
Yeah, he played, what was it, the pit boss, I guess? Crew chief?
Yeah, crew chief. Pit boss is casinos.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, R.I.P. Robert Duvall, 95, man. Whew, makes you think. Let's see. What else is going on? Some more ECU teams played this weekend. The tennis team, women's tennis, I'm hyped up for tennis season, of course. They beat VCU 4-3 Saturday. They got coming up Friday, Norfolk State. Interesting schedule they got here. A lot of Virginia teams, a lot of local teams. And then they'll go play Lehigh and Hillsborough Community College in Orlando. So a little bit of an odd schedule there for the tennis team. Shirley, softball played this weekend. Do you know what they did?
They took 3 out of the 3. I think they went 3-2 over the weekend. They did beat Maryland yesterday 2-1.
Okay. Did they play them twice?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. They may have played them twice yesterday. I know that the final game to wrap up the Purple Gold Classic was against Maryland. They did win that game by a final of 2-1. And as a matter of fact, if I read that correctly, Sarah Stone, and I knew I was going to do that because it happens to me every time I look at their names because they're so similar. But she has been given an honorable mention this week by the conference.
Nice.
In terms of her, she had a 2 RBI double in that game. So Taylor Apple pitched well throughout the weekend. She went 2 for 2 through the weekend. So Anna Sawyer, you know, as we expected, she's going to be generating a lot of offense for Shane Winkler's team. So they did really well. They're going to be on a couple-day break, and then they will be back in action on Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock. They're going to host UNCW.
Yeah, for the Purple Gold Classic, ECU Friday. They beat Buffalo 8-7. They went to extras with Notre Dame Friday night, lost 6-3 in the 9th. Beat Notre Dame on Saturday 4-3. Saturday night lost to Maryland 4-1, and then yesterday they beat Maryland 2-1. I kept seeing like stuff pop up, and I'm like, it must be old, and then it'd be like an hour ago because I just assumed everything was off yesterday.
Oh yeah,
since baseball wasn't playing. Even Campbell had a doubleheader on Saturday. So interesting. Like you said, they'll be back Wednesday. UNCW at home 5 o'clock. Baseball plays Wednesday at 4 o'clock against Northern Illinois. Basketball, women's basketball, Shirley,
yes.
They clinched a conference tournament bid?
Yes, they have now. They are pretty much have a very firm hold on second place in the conference right now. They are 11-2, and that puts them 1 win away from the program's the most wins in a season, conference wins, I should say, in a season. And they defeated Temple, and now they will host Florida Atlantic tomorrow night inside Minges Coliseum. And that will be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to make sure before I haul off and say it, but I believe that is the final matchup before the big showdown, which is between East Carolina and Rice, because right now Rice is undefeated in the conference. They're 12-0, and that's who East Carolina is chasing in the conference standings. But they have solidified a spot in the conference tournament, And so we're set to go for that, and I'm going to double check. Yes, that is correct. They will play Rice Saturday at 1 o'clock in Minges. That is a big, big game for Kim McNeil.
Yeah, remaining teams on the schedule, like Shirley said, they'll be in Minges Coliseum tomorrow night, 6 o'clock against FAU. Saturday against Rice, 1 o'clock. And then they go on the road to Memphis next Wednesday. They'll be back at home for their last home game against Charlotte on the 28th. And then March 7th, they will play Tulsa before the conference tournament starts. And men's basketball, we mentioned it earlier, big win on the road against Rice. Jordan Riley, 22 points. Dimitri Gardner, I think, had 21. An absolute clinic Dimitri Gardner's been putting on lately, man. Like, he's only been here since December 27th, and he's the second best player on the team offensively. That is interesting stuff to see there. Trying to climb out of the basement, the men are.
Yep, and congratulations to Jordan Riley. He got an honorable mention from the conference again this week.
Nice. I like seeing the Jordan Riley show, but I would much rather see him put up 20 and everybody else do good than see him put up 40 and everybody struggle and we lose.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Statistically, though,
you could look at.
We are out of the basement in one category. After shooting, I believe, 47% from three on Saturday, we are no longer 365th in the country in three-point percentage. We are 364th. Ryder has moved back to the bottom. It is a two-horse race for the worst three-point percentage in the country between the Pirates and Ryder. So
we're no longer cellar dwellers when it comes to three-point shooting.
I mean, we're still second to last. We're still in the cellar. We're just not... on the floor. We're at least, crawling. We're no longer laying down.
We're about halfway up.
Yeah, we're trying to get walking at this point. Let's take a look at other matchups tonight. Two big ones in men's college basketball. Syracuse will head to Durham to play Duke, and a top 10 matchup. Number 2 Houston will go on the road to face number 6 Iowa State, and that is your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by the Buck. Tonight they got Dwarfinators. You can get tickets at the door. I think it's a 21 over event, 8 to 10. Like I said, you can get tickets at the door. They're going to go quick, so make sure you get there a little early. Nick, you're going to go head out and see the Dwarfinators. Get on the mic. I need a prediction. Tiny Titans or Little Giants?
I mean, I'm Tiny Titans all the way.
Yeah, the alliteration. I like the alliteration.
Have to.
Who are you expecting from the Tiny Titans to really showcase? Like, who's going to put on a clinic tonight in the ring for the Tiny Titans?
You're asking me very hard questions because I've done very little.
Well, I'm a journalist. I got to ask the tough questions.
Well, I got to do research on the roster first. I was going in blind. I was going in just to see the graphs, but now I don't really know the people. I was going to learn on the fly, but I'll try and learn a little bit more here.
All right, good stuff. We'll get you on for some hockey talk maybe in the next segment. That was the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by the Buck. Like I said, Dwarfinators tonight, 8 o'clock. You can go get tickets. Get there early. They're going to go quick, 8 to 10, 21 and over. It's going to be a fun night out at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard. Shirley, let's take a break on the other side. We'll talk a little Olympics. We'll get a hockey update from Nick. See when the Canes are back in action. We'll talk a little Hornets. They'll be back in action on Thursday. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $11.99. Plus Wednesdays, all Mexican imports are just $3.49. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas, also just $11.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Imagine the fun, boating and fishing with your family. Come find the boat of your dreams at the Greenville Boat Show and Sale this weekend at the Greenville Convention Center. Free parking, free admission for kids under 12. Hundreds of boats on display along with all your local dealers. It's more than a boat show, it's a boat sale. Imagine the fun, boating and fishing with your family. Come find the boat of your dreams at the Greenville Boat Show and Sale this weekend at the Greenville Convention Center. Free parking, free admission for kids under 12. Hundreds of boats on display along with all your local dealers. It's more than a boat show, it's a boat sale.
Beauty Bar Medi Spa specializes in non-surgical aesthetics. Our expert team of licensed professionals are dedicated to offering personalized solutions, giving you natural-looking results. If you've ever been curious about lip filler, now is the perfect time to explore. For the entire month of February, enjoy special savings thoughtfully customized to enhance your natural beauty. Never overdone, always you. Not sure where to start? We offer free consultations, giving you the opportunity to ask questions and create a personalized plan just for you. Call Beauty Bar Medi Spa today or book online at beautybarmedispa.com. 1021 Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates.
Looking for friendly service and hometown convenience? Make it Country Mart in Pitt County. With 2 great locations already serving our community, Country Mart is your one-stop shop for fresh hot food, cold drinks, snacks, fuel, and everyday essentials, all with the fast, friendly service you can count on. And we're growing. A brand new location is coming soon on Highway 11 right across from Aidan Crifton High School. From breakfast biscuits to afternoon pick-me-ups and the best fuel prices in town, Country Mart keeps Pitt County moving. Country Mart, local, convenient, and always friendly.
CopyPro, the professional office systems people, have been serving Eastern North Carolina since 1971. From Greenville to Wilmington, businesses trust CopyPro for reliable technology, award-winning service, and top brands like Konica Minolta and Ricoh. Need multi-function printers, document management, or network solutions? CopyPro delivers powerful tools backed by certified technicians and a team dedicated to your success. CopyPro, professional people, professional systems, powerful results. Visit copypro.net or call 756-3175 today.
Looking for the perfect getaway? Discover Washington, North Carolina, where small town charm meets waterfront adventure. Stroll along the scenic waterfront, explore unique shops and local restaurants, or kayak the Pamlico River at sunset.
From family fun to romantic escapes, Washington has something for everyone. Plan your next trip today at visitwashingtonnc.com and experience why they call it the original Washington.
Visit us in Washington. Your escape starts here.
A quick getaway to paradise is as easy as breezing into 34 Degrees North restaurant at the Beaufort Hotel. Enjoy coastal Carolina cuisine featuring fresh local seafood or savor their hand-cut steaks. It's the premier dining destination on the Crystal Coast. The waterfront restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, dinner, and their popular weekend brunch. 34 Degrees North restaurant in Beaufort is open daily. Visit their website, 34degreesnorthrestaurant.com, or call 252-838-7250. 34 Degrees North restaurant at the Beaufort Hotel.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bond. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Ethan Norby, left-handed pitcher for the ECU Pirates, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. The Pirate Radio app is available now, powered by Carolina Caliber. Download the app today and have Pirate Radio at your fingertips. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Overtime Tavern, located at 1011 South Charles Boulevard, right across from the Sheetz gas station, is your go-to for all the game day action. Come hungry and leave happy with Philly cheesesteaks, glizzies, juicy burgers, and wings that bring the heat. Open daily till midnight, and on Wednesdays you can join Clip Brock for sports trivia and test your game day knowledge. There's always time on the clock at Overtime Tavern. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, J-Bo.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Nick. Great show so far. Thanks to Brian Bailey, Mack McCarthy. Coming up in Hour 3, you'll hear from Chris Hemeyer of Campbell and Brandon Golden, host of The Brandon Golden Show. Yesterday had the NBA All-Star Game, NBA All-Star Weekend. Dud, who cares? Nipple had a good first round. They made him sit for an hour. Came out cold in the second round of the three-point contest. Dunk contest, what a snooze fest. You got like two centers. Nobody cares. Jackson Hayes was terrible. I didn't watch the All-Star games yesterday. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. NBA will be back Thursday night with the Hornets.
May I make a suggestion on how to make the All-Star game better?
Sure. I
randomly
think,
draw 1-on-1 old school, make it take it. First to 11.
I still don't think they'll care. I think the tickets are too expensive. The Intuit Dome was empty for everything this weekend. You make it $10 and just make it East-West again.
Okay.
Or just get rid of it. And don't have it the week after the Super Bowl. Could have used something last night, and instead I got to, watch the 800th episode of The Simpsons, which who cares about that either? Like, have a nice NBA game. I could have used Brooklyn-Cleveland, a bad matchup there. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I don't hate the one-on-one. It's just I don't really care to watch it anyways. Like, why do we need a whole week off after the Super Bowl for the NBA? Nick, Olympic hockey, how's that going?
Canada's very good. U.S. is really good. The French team, one of the players got into a fight with Tom Wilson, and the French Federation suspended him for the rest of the Olympic Games because he made a gesture to the crowd afterwards, and it was just him cupping his hands to his ears, and they were very mad at that.
The Olympics suspended him?
No, France specifically. The French Olympic Federation suspended him.
Well, the French are weak, so that
I'm
makes
not
sense.
disagreeing.
Huh?
I'm not disagreeing.
I wasn't trying to get you riled up or anything. Canes back in action, win.
The 26th or 28th. They're against the Lightning.
Okay. 26th or 28th. So next week? Not even next week.
No, the week after.
Jeez. No, that'd be next week because a week from now is the 23rd.
Oh, next Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. Hornets. 2.5 games back of the Heat for the number 8 spot. We're in the play-in, firmly in the play-in. So that's good. Looking forward to that. Miles Bridges and Moussa Diabate still have to serve 3 games for their suspension. Those games will be against Houston, Cleveland, and the Wizards. So probably we're going to lose to Houston anyways. But, hey, I mean, KD seems to be in hot water with his stuff. We'll see what's going on there. Nick, did you catch any baseball this weekend?
Bits and pieces.
Okay. Your thoughts heading into Campbell tomorrow?
Yeah, the bullpen game should be really fun. I hope the bats show a little bit more than what they did Friday at least and carry over what they did the last game.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Brett and Tolik. Him and Ryan Towers, 2 of my guys to watch going into this season just because didn't get to see him at all last year. Ryan Towers and Brett and Tolik have not pitched in a very long time, so interested to see what they can do from here on out. And Brett and Tolik especially, we haven't seen him yet, and we'll see him tomorrow night against Campbell. Wednesday, Northern Illinois. See what they did this weekend. Honestly, I don't know about Northern Illinois, man. Football, basketball, baseball, I kind of forget that they're a program. But we got them coming to town Wednesday. Carolina this weekend, they are 3-0. Indiana second baseman, put him on the bench maybe? I have no idea. I looked up the throw Brian Bailey was talking about, and I mean, he was about as far from me to Kayla. Kayla's maybe about 10, 15 feet away from me, and or 20, I don't know, it's measurements, whatever. Yeah, absolutely horrid what happened there. Let's see. Northern Illinois played Carolina A&T. Friday they won 10-2. Saturday lost 10-3, and that they're playing today. 3:00 was the first pitch. So I guess instead of playing a doubleheader on Saturday, they moved that game to today at 3:00. Let's see if we can get some live stats on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by the Buck.
The Buck.
Yeah, that's odd that they would play the game today. But they don't have another midweek until East Carolina, so it's not like they have to play tomorrow. If we could just get the A&T stat broadcast up. Northern Illinois up 3-0, top of the third. They got 2 guys on base, 2 outs. We'll see what's going on there. Let's see, visitor stats. Interesting. And tomorrow's game will be on Flow College. But, Shirley, you can catch it on WITN, can't you?
Yes, on I think it's called My Network TV.
Yeah, My TV. I think that's
WITN 7.2.
7.2, yeah.
Yep.
You can get it over the air. I think Chris Hemeyer said on Spectrum you can get it.
Yep, that is correct.
But that's good because Flow Sports is one of the most complicated things to figure out, and it's about the same price as your mortgage per month. So we'll see That's good. I like that. They've been broadcasting Hurricanes games on WRAL. Yeah. The Hornets have been broadcasted on local TV in that area, so I'm glad they're starting to get it to where these games are accessible. Let's see. Max Veswala, we won't see him pitching, but for Northern Illinois today, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 Ks, 1 batter hit. So 31 total pitches, 20 strikes. Pretty good for the Northern Illinois Huskies. And we will see them Wednesday at home. Carolina this weekend. Jamie says The Judge is a great movie with Robert Duvall and Robert Downey Jr. You ever what favorite Robert Duvall movie?
You're probably asking the wrong guy. I've not watched a ton of old movies overall. I need to get to it.
There was one more that I forgot that he was in, but he did a great job, and that was The Natural.
Yeah.
He played the sports reporter that figured out who Roy Hobbs was.
Yeah, what's the one? Falling Down, I think, with what's the guy's name? God.
Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
He's great in that one.
Yeah, that's a good movie, too.
That's a good one. Yeah, a lot of great stuff, man. R.I.P. Robert Duvall. And let's see. What else do we got? Really nothing much going on. I hate that football's done, man.
Yeah, it's a rough period.
Yesterday was tough. I mean, we had the 500. Thankfully, that got pushed up due to some weather in Daytona because it was tough. Once that race went off, there was nothing to watch. I already missed football, and we're a week out. But coming next month, the UFL, our guy, Rajay Harris, St. Louis Battlehawks, I believe he is reporting this Thursday to Arlington. All the teams are based in Arlington, and they'll travel from there, which I don't really like. It kind of makes it a Mickey Mouse league.
Yeah, it is weird. I remember watching the very opening year of it, and they would do it in the cities, and you would just watch it on Fox, and there would just be 50 people total to 100.
Well, the DC Defenders, and Cornell Powell still plays for the DC Defenders, right, Shirley?
That is correct.
Yeah, they have a good home atmosphere, but why can't they just stay in DC?
It beats me.
Yeah, being based out of Arlington, there's really no advantage to being at home unless you are the Renegades.
Yeah.
Because normally it's all right, well, DC's got to go to St. Louis. So they're the only team that now everybody's traveling.
Yeah, that seems like a waste.
The toll it takes on your body. But we are happy for our guy, Rajay Harris, getting a well-deserved opportunity in the UFL. There are some other Pirates there. Isaiah Winstead with the Louisville Kings. Who else, Shirley?
Let's see. Noah Henderson is playing for the Birmingham Stallions. And Avery Jones is playing for the Houston Gamblers. So as it stands right now, we have 5 total in the UFL heading into this season.
And an interesting list of coaches. It seems like every coach either retired or got fired, including Skip Holtz, who stepped away from the Birmingham Stallions. Bob Stoops retiring from the now Dallas Renegades. But you got A.J. McCarron, former Alabama quarterback, coaching the Birmingham Stallions. Ted Ginn Jr., former Panther, coaching the Columbus Aviators. Rick Neuheisel, whose son Jerry Neuheisel, offensive coordinator for UCLA. Don't forget about Tim Skipper either. He was the coach of those games they won at UCLA. But Rick Neuheisel, coach of the Dallas Renegades. Shannon Harris, the DC Defenders coach. Kevin Sumlin, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. He's the coach of the Houston Gamblers. Chris Redmond, the Louisville Kings coach. Anthony Becht, the Orlando Storm coach, and a familiar name, former Panther, father of Blake Prohl, former East Carolina Pirate. He will be coaching Rajay Harris with the St. Louis Battlehawks. And Shirley, we'll have a UFL preview coming up this week, right?
That's right. We're going to talk to James Larson coming up on Wednesday. James is probably, I guess you could say, the ESPN version of the UFL. He follows the UFL very, very closely in terms of where the players are going and what's going on with all the individual teams. We'll get his perspective on not only the season for the UFL coming up, the new they're not expansion teams. They just changed the locations and the names. So we're going to talk about that, but we're also going to talk about, obviously, all the former Pirates that are in the UFL as well.
Absolutely. God bless that man, because I'm gonna say this league stinks. Like this is spring football sucks. Like I always say, there's nothing worse than bad football, and that is what this. I mean, I'm happy for the former Pirates that are getting opportunities, especially our guy Rajay Harris. But I mean, I talk about it sucks having no football yesterday. But if there was the option, hey, you can watch the UFL, or you could just sit here in silence and darkness. I'll just sit there in silence. Like it's not a good product, and them making this whole thing based in Arlington and having to travel to your home stadium, that's a big part of it for me. It just doesn't seem serious, but it's more serious than what Bryce Williams played in the AAFL.
The American Allegiance of Football, or
something like that.
Something like that.
Bryce Williams, we'll talk to him tomorrow, 5:00. He can talk about his experience with spring football because it's a doozy.
Okay, so my question is, would you prefer, if you had a choice between, let's say, the UFL and the CFL, which one are you watching?
I mean, if like gun to my head, I have to watch one.
Yeah, you have to choose between the two.
Probably the CFL.
Okay. Because I enjoy the CFL. I like watching those games.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of like a circus with all the different rules and everything. And I feel like it's interesting enough because I'll be learning something. Like I don't really know all the rules of the CFL, so it'll hold that for me. But yeah, interesting stuff with spring football coming up. We'll take a break. On the other side, Chris Hemeyer, our friend Chris Hemeyer from Campbell, will join us to preview tomorrow's matchup between ECU and the Fighting Camels. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
At Langley Contracting, we're superior roofing specialists. Whether it's a new roof or repairing your old one, we've got you covered. And best of all, we handle your insurance claims. We are locally owned right here in Eastern Carolina. We are licensed and insured and have a 25-year roof warranty. We can handle your gutter installation too, so everything is seamless. Call or visit us online at 214roof.com for your free estimate today.
Langley Contracting, your superior roofing specialist.
Hey Pirates, it's Lindsay Gray with Carolina Caliber. Warm up from the winter with hot manufacturer rebates and store discounts. Buy any new Winchester Super X pump, Wildcat, Expert, or XPR, get $25 back. Getting ready for turkey season? Buy any new Winchester Super X pump, shotgun, get $50 back. Or bring in the heat with a Savage $100 rebate on a Savage Renegade shotgun. Don't forget 50% off Nomad turkey gear. Shop online or stop by Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Hey Pirate Nation, are you in the market for a member-focused local credit union or making a switch from your existing one? Then explore First Flight Credit Union with branches across Eastern North Carolina where all residents are membership eligible. First Flight members experience in-person service, competitive savings, and loan rates. Everything from automobile, boat, and home loans, First Flight has you covered. First Flight is more than just a branch. They're on a mission to take better care of our community. Stop by one of their local branches today or visit efirstflight.com. First Flight is insured by the NCUA and an equal housing lender.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Overtime Tavern is the place to be for great food, cold drinks, and all your game day action with over 10 TVs. Swing in today and try a mouth-watering burger, glizzies, wings, or check out their daily specials featuring some of the best items on the menu. OT's has a weekly lineup of entertainment starting Tuesday with Singo, Wednesday is sports trivia with Clip Brock, and Thursday's local acoustic acts playing the tunes. OT's is located on Charles Boulevard across from the Sheets and is open daily from 11 a.m. to midnight. There's always time on the clock at Overtime Tavern.
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
And may I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time.
Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Eagle Distributing, celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner. Call them today at 919-291-5532 or visit them online at davidpriceconstruction.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's Jarrett.
All right. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Nick. Also, thank you to Brian Bailey and Coach Mack joining me in Hour 1. We got Chris Hemeyer coming up right now, but also still to come, Brandon Golden. New episode of the Brandon Golden Show with Brandon McDaniel of the Los Angeles Dodgers is out now. You can check that out, Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. So, yeah, great conversation. Brandon Golden used to do strength and conditioning here with ECU Baseball. Great opportunity to talk to him with a 5-game week coming up on how ECU will prepare for a long week with a lot of games. So we'll have that coming up later on in hour number 3. But let's head out to talk to our old friend Chris Hemeyer of Campbell. Here is that conversation. All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, our old friend Chris Hemeyer for the Campbell Fighting Campbells. Chris, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you for having us on. Whenever are playing up there, you guys reach out, and it means a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and this is, become kind of a rivalry. Normally when you talk about rivalries with East Carolina, people want to bring up State Carolina, but when we get into baseball season, the Fighting Camels always seem to have our number. So coming out of the opening series against Cal Poly, Campbell 1-2, what really stood out to you there?
Well, I talked to Campbell head coach Chris Marks, who is in his second, former assistant here, then went Purdue and came here 2 years ago when Campbell's head coach went to Ohio State. And this quote says it all. He says, "The product on the field is night and day different from where it was 1 year ago." So at this time after the opening series, Campbell, of course, with the coaching change, had a lot of guys that went into a portal. They had a whole lot of injuries, and it was a very up and down year last year. Quite frankly, he didn't have the talent last year, and then the talent that he did had got injured. So Campbell looked so much better on the mound. Campbell looked so much better defensively, which was a big bugaboo for them last year. Just too many errors as they had basically their whole infield playing out of position. He has depth this year, too. Going into this weekend, one of the quote-unquote problems was he had 6 guys that he felt comfortable putting in the outfield, not only defensively, but also at the plate. So he used this weekend to move some guys around, and he really liked what he saw. Campbell won the opener against a preseason All-American. Cal Poly, for those that don't know, they're a mid-major power out in the West Coast in the Big West Conference. They won 43 games last year, went to a regional final, and they bring basically everybody back. Campbell let the first game of the doubleheader on Saturday get away from them, but then they came back and lost to Clemson. So they were really an inning away for winning a series against one of the best teams mid-major wise on the West Coast. So they are feeling very, very confident and in a much better spot than they were last year.
Before we get into tomorrow night's matchup with East Carolina and Campbell, just walk us through this roster. Who's returning? Who's a new face that we can see kind of giving the Pirates some troubles? Well, what's the roster looking like?
Yeah, absolutely. The great thing was that they returned for the first time in about 3 years. They returned 75% of their RBIs, their runs, their hits, their home runs, and they had 91 home runs last year. So the middle of the lineup are guys that weren't very tested the last couple years, but now you have a senior like Jonah Oyster, who has been with this Campbell team his entire career. He's out of Apex. And they have mixed that in with some experienced mid-major guys in the transfer portal. They have a guy that's only 5'7", but he's one of the fastest players on the team. His name's Trent Rumley. He plays a gate middle infield, and he was a senior transfer from Canisius, and a name that baseball fans might know from back in my day when I started watching baseball in the 80s or 90s. Elijah Clayton is a transfer from Cal, a shortstop that is on Campbell's team, and he is the son of former major leaguer Royce Clayton. Clayton was one of those guys that everybody wanted on. In 17 years, he played for 11 different teams, and so that's a name. When you see him in the field, he'll remind you a little bit of his dad.
Sounds good, man. So I was looking at the roster a little bit last year when I was there. One guy, I don't even remember what he did playing, but Jet Music, is he back? Yeah. Just the name stuck out to me.
You know, the best name in baseball, Jet Music. He's a guy from just up the road here in Clayton. He had a fantastic freshman year at the beginning, and like most freshmen do, kind of goes down. He not only is a really good position player, an outfielder and hitter from Campbell. He is one of the guys that Campbell can go to late in the game to a closer. He actually either got the save or the win against ECU in the first week of the season last year, and he is back. He had a really productive weekend at the plate, and he got Campbell their save win on Friday. So yeah, that's a name that you don't really forget. And it's interesting because you mentioned it at the beginning of this interview. Campbell has won 5 in a row against ECU, and this has been a really, really fun series. Not for that reason, but they have played each other really the last 20 years. And because of the proximity, these two campuses are 90 minutes apart. They always play at Campbell for the first midweek game of the season, and then at ECU for the last midweek game of the season. And give all the credit in the world for Cliff Godwin. And I talked to Cliff earlier today. Number one, he's so great, as he always gives an interview to the opposing broadcaster, even though sometimes they do not always do that, no matter what sport you're in. But also, like he plays every single year, goes to Campbell and comes back for the return trip, because as he says, look, you're going to play a team that is going to be very similar to a team that you're probably going to meet in the regional. And Campbell feels the same way about it. You know, Campbell is about 10 years behind where ECU is. Campbell was a team that went to 5 straight NCAA regionals from 2018 to 2023 season. They were number 2 seed and ranked in the top 15 in the country. And Pirate fans will remember that epic regional when Campbell really started this run in 2019, when Campbell went into the final day of the Greenville Regional in the winners bracket. They did not have a loss. ECU had to beat them twice to get to the Super Regional, and ECU did. So when you mention a rivalry like they play, when a lot of stakes were on the line that 5 years ago. But that was something that really gave Campbell the belief that, hey, we can not only get into the NCAA tournament, but we can play. And after that, Campbell went to 2 more regional finals.
Chris Hemeyer joining us today. Chris, there's a lot of hype around this East Carolina team. A lot of people think this could be the year they finally kick down the door and go to Omaha. What's the feeling about this Campbell team?
This is a Campbell team that they really feel can win the CAA, which is a really good baseball conference, and get back to the NCAA tournament. Again, you know, Campbell fans didn't take it for granted, but going 5 straight years, one year they got in as an at-large. Campbell was really put on the map by Justin Hare. And at the time, Campbell's head coach now was the assistant coach there with Chris Marks. As you know, with what happens in the transfer portal era, 2 years ago, Campbell had the coaching change. Everybody jumped into the portal and got offers, and Campbell had 22 newcomers for that 2024 season. And then the year before that was when Campbell was top 15 in the country. Everybody jumped into the portal because there was so much hype around them, and some guys got some looks. So Campbell, over the last 2 years, had 44 newcomers into the program. Now guys are staying. They're getting transfers again. They have stability. Someone that really knows this program, and head coach Chris Marks, who was a former assistant here and really helped Campbell to build this golden era of baseball. So I think that's the best thing. When you saw this weekend, it was on the field what reminded you of those regional teams that made runs in May and June every year.
Chris, we'll get back to baseball in just a second, but football is year-round now with the transfer portal and NIL. What is Campbell looking like coming out of there going into spring ball?
Yeah, no doubt. Campbell has a couple of rebuilding years. Braxton Harris that took over for Campbell head coach and former Carolina Panther Mike Minter. He had to do a lot of work off the field as well as on. So coming into year number 3, they have done a really good job of recruiting guys out of high school. And I know you say now, well, that's not going to help you win in this transfer portal era. At the FCS level, it is going to help you win at that level. Campbell's going into the portal as well, but what they're doing, and as you know, ECU has even changed their philosophy.
Yeah.
You know, instead of getting some of the best senior guys in the Southeast, they now will go into the portal and get a proven guy that has been at an FBS or FCS level. So that leaves a lot of talent open at the high school level. And Campbell not only recruited a lot of high school guys, but they got a lot of them to come in early. Even at the FCS level, there's an opportunity for that. So Campbell is really, really excited about one. They'll return their starting quarterback this year, Camden Sixkiller, who had a really, really good and solid year last year. But then they have a lot of these guys that are freshmen that, because they're coming into the spring, they'll get into the weight room, they'll run through the summer program, and they feel for fall. Campbell also had a really, really tough schedule last year. As you know, they played at ECU and at NC State, and the beginning of this year looks like a tough schedule, believe it or not. And this game has been on the schedule for 7 years, and every year I think someone is going to call us from Gainesville and say, wait a second, did something wrong. Here's your check. But Campbell will be playing Florida at the Swamp in week 3 this year. We're going to get a big paycheck for that, and it's going to be really fun to go up against an SEC team. So if you look at Campbell's record over the first month of the season, just hold on. I think this is the year that they really break through.
Chris, you're also a Chiefs fan. I'm a Raiders fan, so I hate you and everything you stand for. But I do want to what do you think they should do? You got a top 10 pick. There's a lot of decisions to make with maybe Kelsey, Chris Jones, restructuring Mahomes' contract. What do you want to see this offseason?
Well, first I'll say one of the many things I like at Pirate Radio, of course, a former part-time employee there. So you guys are in my heart, is the fact that Clip always asks me a question about the Chiefs, because pre-Mahomes era, you can at least respect this a little bit. I was the only Chiefs fan that anybody knew in North Carolina. Clip would always ask me about the Chiefs. So I've been with them since the 80s. I don't deserve what has happened to the Chiefs over the last couple of years. But yeah, it's interesting. The Chiefs are in a little bit of a different position. And of course, it's, play me a tiny violin here. But when you have the last or second to last pick every single year, you don't get a chance to get those guys that can make an instant impact. And when you're signing big contracts with all these guys, I think this is, and it was a hand that was forced, and especially with the Mahomes injury, you really get a chance to reset a bit. They're still waiting on Kelsey, whether he's going to play or not play. But I think it's a chance where you can reset a bit without tearing everything down. And the Raiders are always exciting franchise, no matter what's going on or off the field. So I hope everybody out there is just so happy of what they wished for. They were tired for the Chiefs, so the Chiefs weren't in there anymore. So congratulations. You got the New England Patriots again that may even be more hated than the Chiefs there. And you got a couple of boring quarterbacks. You got a boring game. I don't even know who the tight end of either team is dating. The only pop star that I saw in the entire Super Bowl was John Bon Jovi. Back to him, but come on. You need a little bit of sizzle. You need, when the Chiefs are not in the mix, things are boring. And I say that half in jest, whereas in, I get it. We don't deserve this. But some of us Chiefs fan that has been up there before Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I always say I respect the Chiefs. Obviously, I hate them, but they're probably the least of the three with the Chargers and Broncos. I do respect it.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah, Chris, before we let you go, just one final thought on this game. What are you expecting? Obviously, it's going to be a hard-fought battle between both teams, but what are you looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing even more pitching here. Coach Godwin for ECU usually always uses this game for hey, if I didn't see him pitch over the weekend, I'm going to try to get to see them pitch now. And for Campbell, they've got some pitchers that they weren't able to get in, that they're going to get in as well. It might be interesting as well. There's some former Pirates on the Campbell roster, particularly one that hasn't pitched yet. Is that someone that's going to be trotted out there to start the game, a former Pirate against the Pirates? And like to let everybody know as well, sometimes with the CAA being an inflow college, this is a game a little bit difficult to get, but we are going to be on WITN 5.2, which is the My TV channel. You can get that over the air, but you can also get that on Spectrum and a lot of different cable companies as well. So if you're looking to see some early Pirate and Campbell baseball, we're going to be on in the Greenville market tomorrow, which is really, really cool. And a special thanks to our friends at WITN for making that possible and giving Campbell and Pirate baseball to those in Eastern North Carolina.
Absolutely. Chris, thank you for joining us, and we'll get up with you later down the road, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, there was Chris Hemeyer, Campbell Fighting Camels. Let's go look at last year's game between the Campbell Fighting Camels and the East Carolina Pirates. Jet Music, a guy I brought up in the interview. I said I had no idea what he did last year in the game. Well, he did a lot. 6 strikeouts in 2.2 innings pitched. He was given the win. Brad Pruitt the loss. Last year, the Pirates trotted out Brad Pruitt as their starter, Lance Williams, Ethan Young, and Nick Moran. Nick Moran, the only one still with the program. Pirates lost 3-2. Runs scored by Colby Wallace and Alex Boucher. So interesting stuff here. I think obviously Brendan Tolik's going to start. I think we see Nick Moran after that. Not sure. Because it's still trying to get used to some of these new faces. Gabe Beschloss did not pitch this weekend. Dawson Neal, Brendan Tolik, he's going to start. Let's see who else could pitch for the Pirates. D'Lo threw 4 pitches and he got hurt, I believe. Cliff Godwin said they were going to evaluate him, probably hurt after his performance the other day. We saw Chincone. Let's see, who else did we see? Joe Webb, we saw him. Nathan Wines, a freshman. Ethan Rose, I think he pitched. I think Ethan Rose pitched a little bit. But yeah, a lot of options going into tomorrow. And Chris Hemeyer said there is a former Pirate on this team who we could see. He was not here last year. I think he was at Gaston College, and I lost it. I think it's Smith. Either way, there's a former Pirate on the Campbell Fighting Camels that we could see tomorrow possibly. But Brendan Tolik getting the start. Game gets started at 5 o'clock. Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll hear from our friend Brandon Golden, Mason Smith, right-handed pitcher for Campbell. We could see him tomorrow. We'll talk to Brandon Golden, host of the Brandon Golden Show. New episode out now with Brandon McDaniel. You can catch that at Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
College is hectic, but where you live shouldn't be. At Pirates Cove, you get your own quiet space and private bathroom. With 2 pools, a fitness center, EV chargers, the only student property with a new soccer mini pitch field, a business room for focus, and a quick ride to campus. No dorms, no drama, just the lifestyle you're looking for. Pirates Cove isn't just where you stay, it's where you live.
Greenville Motor Company celebrating 40 years serving the automotive needs of Greenville and Eastern Carolina. Here is Greenville Motor Company's Brian Cook.
Our factory-trained service professionals with years of experience are here to work on all makes and models of your vehicles, and we want to service your vehicles for life. We have comprehensive vehicle maintenance, oil changes, brake service, tire rotations, and much more.
Greenville Motor Company, locally owned by the Cook family, right across from Greenville Nissan at 1000 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Go to driveherenow.com. Driven by service, powered by trust. Greenville Motor Company.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing a new pan pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree this pan pizza was worth the wait. Order the new pan pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Looking for the perfect getaway? Discover Washington, North Carolina, where small town charm meets waterfront adventure. Stroll along the scenic waterfront, explore unique shops and local restaurants, or kayak the Pamlico River at sunset.
From family fun to romantic escapes, Washington has something for everyone. Plan your next trip today at visitwashingtonnc.com and experience why they call it the original Washington.
Visit us in Washington. Your escape starts here.
Oh, dude, that home run just busted your windshield.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
You're not worried about it?
Yeah, I've got Brandon Manning and Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey, Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Need to sell your house fast without fixing or even cleaning it? Call the Turner Home Team.
Hey, this is proud ECU alumni Justin Turner with the Turner Home Team. We buy houses as is in any condition for cash, and we can close in just days. As a real estate investor and licensed agent, my team and I can give you options when you need to sell. Sell fast or sell for top dollar. You choose what's best.
Call Turner Home Team or visit theturnerhometeam.com. They'll make a no-obligation cash offer for your home today.
Turner Home Team. Pirates supporting Pirates.
College is hectic, but where you live shouldn't be. At Pirates Cove, you get your own quiet space and private bathroom. With 2 pools, a fitness center, EV chargers, the only student property with a new soccer mini pitch field, a business room for focus, and a quick ride to campus. No dorms, no drama, just the lifestyle you're looking for. Pirates Cove isn't just where you stay, it's where you live.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
This is Dixon Williams, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Eagle Distributing, celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles? How about erase veins and brown spots? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Well, contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar MediSpa for a free consultation and ask about their newest technologies and treatments. Beauty Bar MediSpa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's J-Bone.
All right. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Dick. Little beauty bar. Little math came out in you.
I went a little Bostonian for a second.
We got a poll in the Pirate Radio chat on YouTube. Are you going to the sold-out game on Friday against UNC? 52% say no. 48% say yes, sold-out game. You can get tickets elsewhere. Probably some people with season tickets.
Secondary market, basically.
Can't make it. I like SeatGeek.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of secondary markets, especially with basketball tickets. I was just recently at an Unrivaled game, and the Philly stop that they had, the tickets were like $200 to $300 above what the normal ticket price is, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. So secondary market is a little bit of the wild, wild west. So I'd rather just purchase straight from whatever entity I'm trying to go see.
Yeah, I mean, there's some that like guarantee it. And me and Donnell and I used Game Time when we went to Philly for the Temple game to go see Sixers Celtics. It was like $16. The beer cost more than the seat.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we were up with damn Sting, but up in the rafters. It was a fun experience, though. NBA games are cheap to go to if you just find the right place to get a ticket. But, 52% of the people in this poll say they will not be attending the Carolina game on Friday. We did talk to Brandon Golden about this long week, 5 games for the ECU baseball team, what kind of preparation they're going to be going through from a strength and conditioning standpoint. So here's my conversation with BG. All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, the host of the Brandon Golden Show. It's Brandon Golden. Brandon, how you doing, man?
What's up, brother? I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. ECU baseball done with their first series. They'll go head to Campbell tomorrow for a midweek game. Got 2 midweek games this week. What were your thoughts on the Pirates opening weekend?
Yeah, man. 4th game of the year in Bowie's Creek. I do not miss that. Us always happen to go there. 4th game of the year, man. It's a tough place to play. I mean, look, I didn't get to watch as much as I would like to. It was kind of working with some of our teams that we consult with. But, yeah, I mean, Norby going out there, and Cliff said it I saw it on Pirate Radio. Cliff said, Norby wasn't his sharpest. But, I mean, Ethan Norby is an absolute dog. He is going to be perfectly fine. The Pirates are going to be perfectly fine. I know it's not the opening sweep that we were all looking for, but it's a long season. Cliff talks about it all the time. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and we got plenty of time to kind of figure some things out and make sure everything's rolling. But what a lot of people don't understand is winning college baseball games is very hard, and we've had a target on our back for a long time there at East Carolina. So I'm not worried one bit. I know that staff, I know those players, I know what they go through, and yeah, they'll be just fine. And I promise they'll be ready to play in Bowie's Creek.
You mentioned that 4th game in Bowie's Creek. After an opening weekend, going to Bowie's Creek, what would you be doing with the team in those days in between?
Yeah, I know they're going to be getting their lifts in. I know they're going to be moving around. I would imagine they'll be working on some of the things that maybe didn't necessarily go as well and that wasn't as polished as they would like to see. I think I saw in the box score there's a couple errors that's not really consistent of East Carolina defense. But like I said, it's the beginning of the year. There's a lot of nerves going on out there from the playing side of things, and just getting back on the field and doing some of that stuff. But, man, I don't think they're probably going to change a whole lot. I think they're going to do what they do. I think they're going to have elite level practices, have their early routines and all the work that they normally get in. I think it'll be business as usual. And when we roll in, that place will be sold out like it is every year, and it'll be their World Series, and they'll try to beat the Pirates. So it should be a fun environment, and that's always a good test for our guys to go up there. And it's a midweek game, but it's a big game for the Camels. So we'll kind of see what happens.
Brandon, you do some consulting with some college baseball teams. For the people, just run through those 4 teams, and then we'll talk about them.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, this year, we have Duke, Wake Forest, North Carolina A&T, and George Mason.
So what do you specifically do when consulting for those teams?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So we take them through all of our movement assessments. We do all of our force plate stuff, do the motion capture stuff for the players and the teams that need that. Obviously, Wake has their own lab, so we don't necessarily need to do all the motion capture stuff there. They have that kind of locked in. But it's a collaboration between the strength and conditioning staff, between the medical staff, and between the sports staff itself. And we're actually working with the football team at A&T as well with the quarterbacks. And just see the way they move, Jared. Like, what do they need to be able to express rotation? How does it work? It's a pretty intricate process, but it's fairly simple at the same time. We basically just allow players to move and do the things that they're lacking in to be able to show up the skill sets on the field, which what they have. This game is such a coordination-based movement side of things, to where if you can't access the range of motion and express the force and power that you have within the game, within the time frame that the game demands, it's really kind of irrelevant how strong and powerful you are if you can't do it when you need to do it. So that's one of the big things, is just unlocking some of those movements and just the real specific things that players need to rotate at a super high level and be consistent, whether that's their hand with the baseball or the barrel in the zone. So we just work on both sides of those things and, collaborate with everybody and make sure the players have what they need and the coaching staff has what they need to go out there and dominate.
Brandon, you've been at some pretty high-level places, East Carolina baseball. You've been in the Dodgers organization. What have you taken from those places, those coaches you've worked with, and just integrated into your own thing with the Ghost Lab?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think a lot of it's what I was just talking about, like with the coordination and understanding how things move. B-Mac, if you guys haven't listened to his episode, if you go in there and listen to him talk, he talks about like the engine. And the engine just being like the overall strength and power. Like if you think of an engine of the car, what forces the tires to rotate it at what speeds. College baseball does a great job of developing the engine. And I think I did a really good job of that when I was at East Carolina. I think one thing that I lacked as a performance coach back then was understanding the coordination side of it. And the Dodgers really helped me lock it in from that side of things and really take like a different look of, we talk about, when they're in rookie ball or even low A and sometimes even double A, they're not going to LA tomorrow, and being able to understand that you have time to develop these players and put them through the systems that they need to be put in to be able to have that continual growth is very necessary. In college baseball, when we saw a lot of freshmen across the country that are playing immediately, and then there's also a lot of guys that have come from the portal side of things. So when you look at college baseball, it's like they got to be ready to go right now, and they have to have a skill set that's ready to play in that league, or they're probably not getting recruited and being able to be in those organizations. So I think, to your point, Jared, just understanding what it is and where that person's at on their development cycle and what they need to be able to do for whatever role that they're in and preparing them that way.
Brandon Golden joining us. Your episode with Brandon McDaniel is out now, Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcast. What's your relationship with McDaniel, and what can people expect from that episode?
Yeah. So B-Mac was he was my boss when I was with the Dodgers. He was the director. He was the vice president of player performance. Now he's got an on-field role, still over a lot of the strength and conditioning, the performance side of things. But I think, and you kind of, once you guys listen to the episode, you'll see like how close when he's talking about Travis Smith, he calls him Trav and Yav, Eric Yavarone, the guys that work for him and that work in that organization. It's a really close-knit organization, and it's a pretty cool thing. So like my relationship with him it's still really good. We still talk. Obviously, I had him on the show when his kids and people are around, North Carolina, get him over to Wake Forest when we can and help out from that side of things. But they can really expect just to hear somebody who's been in the game that understands performance and understands development at a high level. There's a lot of talk about the youth development side of things. We kind of touch about the PBS, CCS, which is the Professional Baseball Strength and Conditioning Coaches Society. There's a lot of different cool nuances that you probably wouldn't hear, not being in professional baseball and not really understanding that stuff all the time. So it's just a really cool episode to kind of hear from somebody who's been in the game for such a long time and who's really broken barriers for a lot of performance coaches.
Brandon, before we let you go, I want to ask you about the schedule for this week with ECU baseball, a 5-game week. What specifically do you do to prepare the guys for a long week like this one so early on in the season?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think what I would do in that situation is, what I'm sure they're doing is just make sure the throwing volume's all ready to go on the front end and just really preparing on the front end. So when from the strength and conditioning side, you could cut a set or two or cut a couple exercises just to make sure they're feeling as fresh as possible. I think one thing that, some people may think when they're listening, it's like, well, they need to back off and they need to maybe do less or just not lift or not sprint or anything like that. I don't necessarily think that's always true. It's going to be a case-by-case and a player-by-player basis in that situation, Jared. It's like making sure that they have the stimulus that they need to be able to still be twitchy, still be powerful, still do all those things. But to your point this week, what matters is when the lights come on and the game starts, that the boys are ready to go and they have as much built up I guess, potential energy in the body to go out there and do what they need to do. So really just preparing. I mean, the hay's already in the barn at this point. They're either prepared or they're not from the physical side of things, which I know they are because I know how that staff does things. So really, I think just mitigating some of the overall stress and, just really understanding what each player's going to be required to do and then go out there and do it.
All right. Brandon Golden, thank you, man.
Of course.
One last time, Brandon McDaniel on the Brandon Golden Show. You can check that out right now on Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. Brandon, thanks for joining us, man.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
All right. There was Brandon Golden. A lot of great questions, apparently. From myself, always good talking to BG. Some good insight from the strength and conditioning perspective. Wanted to have it, Clip booked it, but wanted to have him on just to talk about that because, early on in the season, man, 5 games, that's got to be a tough stretch. Let's check in on the NIU North Carolina A&T game. They're playing today. They couldn't get the game in yesterday due to some rain. Friday, Northern Illinois won. Saturday, North Carolina A&T won. And right now it is bottom 5th. 3-2, the Huskies lead. Northern Illinois going to be in town on Wednesday to face off against East Carolina. But first, East Carolina has Campbell tomorrow night in Bowie's Creek. Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll talk what's going on in sports. Tyreek Hill released from the Miami Dolphins, as well as former Wolfpack player Bradley Chubb, clearing out some cap space. We'll talk about that and much more on the other side of this break. We'll see you then.
Homeowners can face many challenges throughout this season, but our newest New Blue star, Dixon Williams, is here to slide in and save the day. Have a clog that's hitting a foul ball and nothing seems to be getting through? Dixon's fixing to get you flowing again. Feeling like your HVAC's in a slump? Dixon's sliding in to get your comfort back on track. Are swinging blind in a power outage? Dixon's delivering a power boost. So when problems arise, turn home strikeouts into home runs with New Blue Electric, Plumbing, and Air.
We all have seniors in our life who may need a little extra help with technology. University PC Care's Quick Helps are affordable, in-store, short appointments designed for seniors who may need a little TLC to help with setting up a new computer, help with email or passwords, or help with the latest online scam. They don't need to fear technology anymore. Call 252-558-1280 to schedule an in-store Quick Helps appointment for Greenville or New Bern. Learn more at universitypccare.com.
It's Budweiser's 150th anniversary, and we're celebrating with a Heritage Can Series that honors our legacy of being made of America. Collect all 4 designs. For 150 years, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2026, Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Carolina Eagle Distributing is celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. For 150 years, Budweiser has been the heart of America beer culture, bringing people together across generations. Cheers to 150 years. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989.
Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry has been Greenville's premier dental practice for over 40 years. I am Dr. Chris Gateway, and our mission at Michaels & Gateway is to provide exceptional dental care with compassion, integrity, and innovation, ensuring every patient leaves with a healthy, confident smile. Doctors Michaels & Gateway are committed to providing an outstanding patient experience with every visit. Not only do we offer all your dental needs under one roof, in most cases, we can take care of those needs on the same day. Bring your smile to us at Michaels & Gateway Cosmetic and Family Dentistry.
Looking for your new favorite hangout spot? Come on down to the Doghouse Tavern, Aiden's veteran-owned crown jewel on 2nd Street. From open mic Mondays to music bingo Thursdays, there's always something happening. Enjoy daily drink specials, one of the best bar menus around, and live music that'll keep you coming back for more. Grab your friends, kick back, and support local at the Doghouse Tavern. Check us out on Facebook to see what's on tap this week. The Doghouse Tavern, where good times and great vibes live.
Are you looking to purchase a new home, or are you considering refinancing your current mortgage? This is Talbot Green at Integrity Home Mortgage. We offer a wide variety of loan programs to help get you pre-approved. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
Braxton Green, NMLS 222-3878. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208-516.
When it comes to
building or remodeling your home, every detail matters. Hi, this is Kathy Herring with KDL Construction, and we believe great design begins with careful planning and ends with flawless execution. With open communication and a true partnership mindset, we guide you through every step, turning your vision into reality. Our goal, to deliver more than a building project. We create an experience that is seamless, stress-free, and inspiring. Visit KDLConstructionLLC.com to start your transformation today. KDL Construction, your vision, our craft.
A quick getaway to paradise is as easy as breezing into 34 Degrees North restaurant at the Beaufort Hotel. Enjoy coastal Carolina cuisine featuring fresh local seafood or savor their hand-cut steaks. It's the premier dining destination on the Crystal Coast. The waterfront restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, dinner, and their popular weekend brunch. 34 Degrees North restaurant in Beaufort is open daily. Visit their website, 34degreesnorthrestaurant.com, or call 252-838-7250. 34 Degrees North restaurant at the Beaufort Hotel.
This is the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and I'm listening to the Wheelin' Dealin', the Limousine Riding, Jet Flying Son of a Gun, Pyro Radio. Woo! Yeah!
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Eagle Distributing, celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. If you're cruising around town or headed out for a weekend adventure, make sure you're riding in something you can count on from Capital Subaru of Greenville. From brand new Subarus with legendary all-wheel drive to quality pre-owned vehicles, Capital Subaru has your back. Stop by Capital Subaru of Greenville today or visit capitalofgreenville.com. Capital Subaru, love what you drive. Now let's head back in. Here's J-Bone.
All right, back with you on a Monday, Hour 3, wrapping it up here. Got about 20 or so minutes left. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Nick. Clip Brock should be back tomorrow. If not, we got some stuff to figure out. Because I ain't going to be here. I got to go to Bowie's Creek. Myself and Zach, boots on the ground, covering East Carolina versus Campbell. Let's talk a little NFL. It's year-round. I miss football very much, miss the NFL. But some news this week with my Raiders. Obviously, Clint Kubiak has been hired as the head coach. That was announced last Monday after his team won the Super Bowl. Clint Kubiak was the offensive coordinator. He's starting to fill out his staff. Offensive coordinator hire Andrew Janako, former Seahawks quarterback coach. Rob Leonard was retained. He was the defensive line coach for the Raiders past couple of seasons. It was, the rumor, nobody really confirmed this, but it seemed like he was the head coach waiting in the wings if the Pete Carroll plan worked out the way it was supposed to, but obviously it didn't. Pete Carroll, another one and done in Las Vegas. And then this one's what I'm super pumped up about, was with South Carolina, the University of South Carolina, the last couple of seasons, new special teams coordinator in Las Vegas, Joe DeCamillis, two-time Super Bowl winning coach with the Broncos and the Rams as a special teams coordinator. Been with South Carolina for the last 2 seasons. He will join Clint Kubiak's staff in Las Vegas. A lot of things to figure out. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know anything about these coordinators. I hate these people who, get in front of a green screen and talk about, Rob Leonard sucks. It's like, okay, well, what do you know? What do you know? I'm not going to sit here and do that. I like how quickly the staff was figured out, but we will see. Obviously, draft coming up, combine coming up, a lot of things on the horizon in the NFL. Shirley, your Dolphins made some moves, releasing Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb, freeing up some cap space. What are your thoughts?
I kind of expected it, especially with Tyreek Hill, just because there was a lot of talk before he even got injured that he may not return. As much as I hate it, because I love watching Tyreek Hill play when he was, on his game. It's part of the business. He made a couple of posts on Twitter today thanking the fans and the coaches. He was very gracious in his, I guess you could say, exit, post. But so we'll see where he lands. The other releases, I can see why they're doing it. With Tyreek Hill, they saved like 20 or 22 mil right off the gate, in terms of
it's older players,
salary cap.
Older players with injury histories.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of money off the books, and you're going to have to eat about $90 million to get rid of Tua. So
yeah, and that's going to be the next move. Is something that should have been done a long time ago. As much as I love Tua. I just felt like he was, the more concussions he got, the more of a hindrance he became. So they should have let him go a long time ago. But then again, that's typical for the Miami front office. They drag their feet on a lot of different things, and it just infuriates us Dolphins fans.
Yeah, we'll see what a new start looks like, front office and head coaching wise for Miami. Really nothing else going on in the NFL worth talking about. Hornets back in action on Thursday. Canes back next week. But like I said, tomorrow, ECU and Campbell in Bowie's Creek. The history of this matchup from April 21st, 1932 to February 18th, 2025. ECU leads 30-19. ECU has not won since 2022, losing the last, I believe, 5 or 6, all by one run. Last 5, all by one run. Last 10, 4 and 6. That's from 19 to 25. A lot of good stuff here. Home record 17-7 when we face the Camels here, 10-8 on the road. Looking to get to 500 after not an ideal opening weekend. There was a lot of bright spots, but you don't want to come out of that series 1-2. So hopefully they can get it done tomorrow. Campbell going there first midweek of the season. It always sucks.
Okay, so why don't we do a vibe check? What is your vibe check for tomorrow's game?
I don't know, 50-50. I think we can win. I think this is a very good team. They didn't really live up to their potential this weekend, but I think it's got a lot of promise. It's just early on in the season, so we'll see. My vibe for just going to the game, 0 out of 10. I hate going to Bowie's Creek.
I know. It's not a lot there.
I went to this sports bar to get lunch last year when I went, and not a sports bar. Dim lighting, soccer on every TV. It looked like a little hole in the wall from the outside. Then it looked like, 4-star Michelin place inside. Not the ideal spot just to grab lunch and maybe watch some Sports Center. So won't be going back there. Might just hit up a Bojangles.
Oh, that's fair. My vibe check is probably, I'm sitting at about a 4. And the reason why is because, for one, traditionally, for whatever reason, we just don't play well in Bowie's Creek. I don't know if it's because
early on in the season.
Yes, early on in the season, but also, the location and and whatnot. They've always just, for whatever reason, they've had our number whenever we had to go to Bowie's Creek. That's one thing. And the other thing, too, is from a pitching standpoint, and I certainly hope that changes tomorrow, is that we traditionally have not pitched well in these midweek games. And so I'm hoping that trend will change tomorrow.
I think it will. I'm expecting a good game from Brendan Tolick, but I've never seen him pitch. He hasn't pitched in a very long time. I was expecting a lot out of Ryan Towers, but that's on me. That's not on them. Like I should have lowered my expectations for somebody. They haven't pitched in a very long time, but I think we should be good tomorrow. I expect maybe to see some Nick Moran action. Think he'll be good. Kayla, when's the next game you're working? You working Friday?
Yes, I'm working the Friday game, and then me and my stepdad are going to Durham on Saturday, so we'll be there for that game.
That's nice. I filed for credentials, got the credential sheet right here for Saturday, and I filled out the form online to go to Chapel Hill on Sunday. Going to be a fun time. We'll take our final break, come back, and wrap it up. Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Miss Shirley, play my dad's commercial now.
Okay, Lincoln, you got it.
Looking for the best ride on 4 wheels? I'm Brian Harris with 360 Golf Carts in Greenville. From parts to sales to service, we've got you covered with E-Z-Go, Club Car, and rugged utility carts ready to roll. Locally owned and operated, we'll even deliver right to you. Come see me on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School, or visit 360golfcarts.com.
360 Golf Carts, pirates supporting pirates. Arr!
Planning a special event, whether it's a baby shower, bridal luncheon, birthday party, or even a tailgate at Clark LeClaire Stadium, Chicken Salad Chick has you covered. Their fan favorite mini croissant platters is just one of many options to choose from, perfect for any occasion. With a variety of chicken salad flavors, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Let us do the work while you enjoy the event. Delicious, fresh, and served with a smile. Chicken Salad Chick Catering. Make every event memorable. Visit chickensaladchick.com to place your catering order. Just remember, you pick it up and we'll have it ready to go. Chicken Salad Chick, where every event is a little bit tastier.
Imagine the fun, boating and fishing with your family. Come find the boat of your dreams at the Greenville Boat Show and Sale this weekend at the Greenville Convention Center. Free parking, free admission for kids under 12. Hundreds of boats on display along with all your local dealers. It's more than a boat show, it's a boat sale. Imagine the fun, boating and fishing with your family. Come find the boat of your dreams at the Greenville Boat Show and Sale this weekend at the Greenville Convention Center. Free parking, free admission for kids under 12. Hundreds of boats on display along with all your local dealers. It's more than a boat show, it's a boat sale.
Beauty Bar MediSpa specializes in non-surgical aesthetics. Our expert team of licensed professionals are dedicated to offering personalized solutions. Allow us to introduce you to the Toro, an inclusive skin revitalizing laser treating hyperpigmentation as well as tattoo removal, and the detoxifying carbon laser facial, perfect for acne-prone skin, with 10% off our hydrofacial services. Not sure where to start? We offer free consultations giving you the opportunity to ask questions and create a personalized plan just for you. Call Beauty Bar MediSpa today or book online at beautybarmedispa.com. 1021 Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates!
Jeff Stein here at Brownwood Buick GMC. Pirate Nation, get ready. It's baseball season. You got hot dogs, apple pies, and Buick Enclave, Encore GX, Envision, and Invista, 0.9 and $3,000 off. Winter service special still going on, $210 in rebates on batteries, brakes, air filters, and wiper blades. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer. Only at Brown & Wood, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hey Pirate Nation, are you in the market for a member-focused local credit union or making a switch from your existing one? Then explore First Flight Credit Union with branches across Eastern North Carolina where all residents are membership eligible. First Flight members experience in-person service, competitive savings, and loan rates. Everything from automobile, boat, and home loans, First Flight has you covered. First Flight is more than just a branch. They're on a mission to take better care of our community. Stop by one of their local branches today or visit efirstflight.com. First Flight is insured by the NCUA and an equal housing lender.
Overtime Tavern is the place to be for great food, cold drinks, and all your game day action with over 10 TVs. Swing in today and try a mouth-watering burger, glizzies, wings, or check out their daily specials featuring some of the best items on the menu. OT's has a weekly lineup of entertainment starting Tuesday with Singo, Wednesday is sports trivia with Clip Brock, and Thursday's local acoustic acts playing the tunes. OT's is located on Charles Boulevard across from the Sheets and is open daily from 11 a.m. to midnight. There's always time on the clock at Overtime Tavern.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Brian Bailey, host of The Brian Bailey Show, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Eagle Distributing, celebrating 150 years of Budweiser all year long. This Bud's for you from Carolina Eagle, serving the Pirate Nation since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Oh, welcome back. It was a good day for the Dow. The Dow was up 48 points and finished at 49,500. S&P was up 3 points and closed at 6,836. NASDAQ was down 50 points and closed at 22,546. That is your Wells Fargo Advisors stock market report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's J-Bone.
All right, wrapping it up on a Monday. Nice little Monday here. Hopefully Clip, yeah, I said that right. Clip Brock will be back tomorrow. I do have a couple things to end on. Is there any league that hates being around more than the NBA? Now, look, football ends, and every year it's the same thing. People start to realize that tanking is still around, and the way it is in the NBA has been bad, but nothing more egregious than what the Jazz are doing, where they're playing their starters for 3 quarters, they're up in a game, and then they just take them out and intentionally lose. A lot of conversation around it. Adam Silver, probably the worst commissioner. He's making a good case for it right now. In all the pro sports, talks about maybe we should just have a tournament to determine who should get the first overall pick. Maybe we should just get rid of the draft and all rookies enter free agency. And now Awful Announcing put out an article, and it is awful. And they announced that they put out an article. To end tanking, the more media members should push for ending the NBA draft. You guys are absolute idiots. How are bad teams supposed to get good? I don't just get rid of the lottery. The lottery sucks. That's the problem. And when the NFL draft comes around, more people like Adam Schefter, these bootlicker shills that want to push the NBA on ESPN and all their narratives, they're going to say the NFL should incorporate a lottery. The NFL should not incorporate a lottery. And how are we going to fix what's going on in the NBA? Well, let's just cut out the draft entirely. Let's make the good teams with a lot of money even better, and these small market teams will die. It makes no sense, and Adam Silver is up on the podium talking about, well, we're going to integrate AI. That's our next move in the NBA. How about you figure out a way for your fans to watch the games? I had to pay $20 a month just to watch the Hornets.
I pay for AI.
AI is a big detriment, and it seems like more and more people every day are pushing this as like the next thing that should be incorporated into every single aspect of life. And the NBA does not need AI. It needs a new commissioner. It needs somebody who cares about the fans. It cares about the league. I just want to watch basketball. Is that too much to ask for? Can I just watch the games instead of have AI shoved down my throat, have cryptocurrency shoved down my throat, tell me I'm an idiot for thinking we should just get rid of the lottery? No, we should get rid of the draft. It's insane. And nobody hates their fans, and nobody hates being around and making money more than the National Basketball Association. You want to kill these small market teams, and it makes absolutely no sense. Anybody have thoughts on that?
I think you pretty much covered it all.
It makes no sense.
But then again, the NBA has not, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't feel like the NBA has been relevant for a very long time.
It all comes in droves. Like the NFL is king right now. Major League Baseball was king at one point. The NBA was king in the late 80s and in the 90s.
Yeah.
These sports, these leagues, they have their time at the top, and the NBA seems content with being one of the ones towards the bottom. Because the NHL is rising in the ranks. More and more people are caring about hockey that don't just live in Canada or the northern United States. And they're about to pass the NBA, it seems like.
Well, I think the NBA has really got the one thing that the NFL will do, and we joke about it sometimes about it being the no fun league, but they do tweak the game in some way, shape, or form, whether it be a rule change or I forget what they call it, but like the kicking zone where nobody moves until the ball is caught within this certain, they're willing to at least try to tweak a few things. But with the NBA, it just seems stale. Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's anything different about what the league is doing between what we used to be watching in its heyday, and I think these, for lack of a better term, these super teams, I think they're very detrimental to the league, because now you're not generating the interest that you're looking for. Because at least back in the 80s and 90s, when we used to watch the NBA games, every team had at least one really big superstar.
Yeah,
so it was always so-and-so versus so-and-so.
There's more parity now. There's not many super teams, and if there are, they don't really work. I mean, the one in Brooklyn with KD, James Harden, and Kyrie kind of put a death...
how many of the Lakers teams have you seen get stacked and they don't do well either?
Yeah, most of them since LeBron got there, except for the Mickey Mouse ring they got in the bubble. What a great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was fun recapping baseball, talking a little NASCAR with Coach Mack. Appreciate Brian Bailey, Coach Mack, Chris Hemeyer, Brandon Golden for joining me on the show today. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Nick. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel, 3 to 6, Pirate Radio Live. Don't miss it. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 1.